All right. Oz, are you good?
I'm trying, man. I don't know what's going on with this thing.
I know it's weird. I don't know what's going on either. But hold on. What is good, everyone? Welcome back to the 2REAL4FEELS podcast, where we specifically do not give a fuck about anyone's feelings. And I'm joined today with uh my homie TJ Combo X. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. What's going on?
Awesome. Chilling, fam. And also joined by Ozzknot. How's it going? That's
And there he's
he's
gone.
so good.
He's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, he's perfect. He's like, yeah, I'm about to F off and do anything else other than this. But yo guys, what's good in the chat? Neozoic is first. That it's always good to see you, bro. Dude is always coming through. Dilbafett, number 2. Hey, number 2 ain't bad either. All serious subcasts, and all good friends. Yo, what's good with you, bro? It's always good to see you, Neo. Alex vs. Evil, also a homie. Yo, man, y'all the real ones, man. I really appreciate y'all. It's good to be here as always. Oh snap. We got the Lemonade King coming through. What's good with you, Lemonade King? I had to remind him that we had the podcast. Oh, good, but either way, it's all good. We also got the homie TLOU. He'll be here fairly shortly. Give him a couple of minutes. He's gonna come through. All right, Oz.
I don't know what's going on in Discord. It froze last time it was spinning. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on. Hello.
but other than you having technical difficulties, which is continuing from last podcast, how you been, Oz?
I'm okay.
Yeah, all right, that's what's up. And just real quick, we gonna give a shout out to the channel members. We got Iron Man Rich the Swag Lord, Hustle and Motivate, Our Carry, Get This Work, AB Limits. Thank you guys so much for being channel members. It really means a lot that you actually believe in me. This F up of a human being. You somehow believe in me. So the fact that you come through, I really do appreciate it. But I appreciate everyone being here. So Neozoic said, by the way, my apologies for not appearing in the Barroom podcast because I was feeling like no good during that day. I'm doing fine now. Look, bro, whenever you're feeling like that, do what you need to do to get yourself in a better place. I've been there and
Absolutely.
I have to step away sometimes. Like, honestly, we're all human beings here. No one's perfect. If you're feeling you ain't up to it, always, we always love to see you in the chat, but we want to see you doing good more than anything else. So if you feel the need to have to step away, give yourself a break. It's all good, man. The other chat members in the Barroom podcast, they be holding it down too. So you will be obviously missed. I did notice that you weren't there. I didn't mention it, but I'm like, I didn't see any news. You will obviously be missed, but at the end of the day, the others will hold it down. But yeah. Anyways, guys, what you been playing? What you been watching? What's piqued your interest lately? TJ, you can go first.
I'm still on Dead Space. I've been stuck at chapter. So let me say this: as much as I like the game, there have been issues in regards to saves. I have my auto save I'm in a particular boss fight, and at that boss fight, when I try to shoot any part of the boss, the bullets don't register. So I have to go back to a manual save that I did and use that as a means to be able to progress through the boss fight, which I haven't completed yet. But other than that, that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Got you. Okay, real quick, we gonna bring in Bito Cloudo. Yo,
What up?
it was good with you, homie. How's it going, fam?
Chilling. Was good.
Hey, we just chilling. We just catching up on past 2 weeks, what we've been up to. What you been playing? What you been watching, bro?
Been on Master Duel. I haven't really been on my PlayStation. I've been away from it.
Yeah,
Most be chilling with y'all on the server. So
words.
that's really where I be most of the time. They're like, we're Big Cloud. How come Big Cloud's on this PS5? Well, I'm in Discord, and the patch just came through, or not the update just came through for PlayStation, so that's cool. You can now link it.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
what's up.
I'm pretty excited for that. We definitely gonna jump into that as well. That's definitely a mini topic of discussion. But
Yeah.
that's cool. I know you're a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I'm a big ex-Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I used to absolutely adore it.
You'll
I
throw
can't
shade
stand
and
it
then
now.
talk about cards you had before in the past. It's always hilarious.
Oh
Like, what are you
yeah,
talking
I
about?
have
So look at this nerd
Yu-Gi
shit y'all playing.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. I got like
Look at this closet
3
nerd.
more deck boxes.
Look at this closet nerd. I'm done. All right, come on.
Closet nerd.
I got the special deck box for my elemental hero deck back when
my
e-heroes
God.
were
Yeah,
fun
look
to
at this.
play.
Look at this
I was
nerd.
a
Back when
super
there was a new
e-hero
trend.
fangirl. I was what is his name? The dude from GX. I was a huge fangirl.
Oh God.
of,
You see, was
of
it?
homie
Nah,
from G. I forget his name too.
you
It's
say
sad.
it. Is it? No, you say it.
No,
That's the other one.
Jaden.
Jaden.
There we go. Yes, I was a big fangirl, and I even put a Karibo in my deck just because he had a winged Karibo. Yes, there is a winged Karibo in here somewhere. Just because Jaden had it in his deck, even though it's completely fucking useless in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I definitely was a bit of a fangirl. Now I cannot stand the way the game is played. So I've moved on. I've tried the dual thing, and given the way it plays is good, but the microtransactions are ridiculous, bro. That's like an investment I just don't want to have. But Oz, what you been playing? What you been watching?
I've been playing Hi-Fi Rush. I don't want to watch The Last of Us anymore.
We gonna get into it. That's a whole topic
actually,
on its own, bro.
I might have to throw rocks at my TV, but all right, I'm good. All right.
Oh snap! Well, for me, I've been playing a little bit of everything, man. There's been so much stuff that has like garnered my interest. First off, I've been playing the usual Fortnite. I try to get into dailies. I haven't been on top of my dailies lately though, because I've been playing so much. Hi-Fi Rush, I beat like I believe it's the first 2 bosses so far. That's a really fun game. And then Dead Space, I mean, that's been horrifying. Like I'm scared. But shout out to Blaze for being so kind as to fall through on his promise. I had to come through and get the dub for Golf with Your Friends. And normally I'm crap at that game. But when a Dead Space remake is up for grabs, I had to
the cheat codes come out, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah, whatever you have to do, right? Whatever works, whatever gets the job done.
Damn cheat codes.
It is what it is. And what else? I started playing that game, Vampire Survivors. That game is crack, absolute crack, bro. It is ridiculous. Like it's so simple, but yet mechanics perfectly played. All that I can't complain. And I watched Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone the other day, and I have to say it's a well-made movie. I've never been into Harry Potter. I tried to when I was a kid. I just couldn't get into it. I wanted more of the things that were for the teenagers, the adults. So I never got into it. But
wait, you're not buying Legacy, are you?
I am. I already pre-ordered it. Hogwarts Legacy.
So you're just binge watching them to get up to date with the.
I'm trying to get a general idea of this.
What you get into?
Because I don't really know. The game looks fire from an RPG player standpoint. Like that's what interests me. That's what I think is the coolest thing about it, and just the way all the gameplay I've been seeing looks cool. So I want to get a general idea of the world, what I'm dealing with. So watching the movies is definitely the best place to start, I would think. So that's been good. Well,
because you're gonna be exploring the Dark Forest for the most part outside of Hogwarts. So that's like the one of the main things they said for this. Don't expect like the Goblet of Fire. Don't expect Quidditch. Don't expect what's that joint called? Don't expect the Forbidden Lake or Ocean, whatever, by Hogwarts.
See, for me, that doesn't bother me because it's like I'm not really.
I'm saying
I'm not versed in
elements.
Now, big fans. I know big fans are a little upset with the whole Quidditch thing.
I am.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be DLC. Who knows? Maybe that's what they got in the pipeline.
And then that's what I think, because Sony's doing this thing. Well, they're doing this thing with PlayStation. If you link your account to it, it's showing like this custom looking trophy. It looks like the Goblet of Fire type of thing. So I'm thinking they're setting up for content like that down the road. Where they'll have external stuff you can buy. So I'm all for it. I mean, they do it if they need it. If they want to wait to part 2, I mean, and they're just trying to just make a good impression for this, since they're saying that you're not really going to be at Hogwarts to do this entire game type of thing. Like, you're gonna make your own destiny. I mean, listen, if that's the route they want to go, I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean,
Red Hood was rubbing in a few things earlier. He was sitting there going, "Yo, I got a dragon one." I was like, "You son of a bitch! I'm trying to get that one." Said, so I'm interesting.
I mean, like, yo, maybe this is me aiming high. So don't like take it for as word. But what if this is like the Witcher 3 of Harry Potter? Like, that would be insane. Like, that's an insane thought. And that seems to be kind of like what they're, sort of trying to aim for. And if that's what they're aiming for, hey, that's awesome. But real quick, let's go to the chat. Just want to see what's up with everyone. Zero Dozer. He said, "Hello, guys," and Top Boy. Always appreciate you for pointing it out, Dozer. Really appreciate you, bro. And shout out to Hustle and Motivate. He's been a member for 2 months. He's awesome dude, man. Still waiting for him to get his YouTube game going. We definitely he's gonna hit the ground running. We already know. He says, hey, y'all. Hope all is well. Loving the podcast. You guys are awesome. Love you too, bro. Really appreciate you. Hustle's always a good dude.
Yeah,
and,
Hustle trying to turn to David Otunga from damn She-Hulk. He tells, "I'm in the gym. I'm lifting weights." Let me find out. Let me find out you gonna be doing that. You gonna be like, "How much you did?" Let me stop.
Yo, Neozoic's asking a really good question. Neo, so we're gonna talk about Dead Space. It's like a general topic. So save that question for when we do get into that. But really good question. I definitely want to get people's thoughts on it overall. But also Alex Percival said he's been playing Dead Space Remake and SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake. How's SpongeBob? I haven't really heard much about it.
The hell do you do?
Sailor Mercury, what's good with you? Said my hype for Hogwarts Legacy has gotten out of control the past couple of days, especially since I wasn't even a Harry Potter fan before. Yo, honestly,
whatever you do, do not buy that Ultimate Edition. Just don't buy, or not the Ultimate. Don't buy that collector's edition.
Yeah,
why?
It's literally a big magnet, and it just got like the wand, and it rotates,
kind of
levitates. Yeah, it's like one of those little speakers you see for Star Wars. They have the little Death Star,
really?
and it rotates when it's like up in the air. That's all it does.
Yeah. Real quick, guys, I do have some bad news to get through first. So I do want to do that first. I do feel as though it's important, especially, since, we are fans of what is being presented. Also, someone has a little bit of feedback going on. I don't know who that is.
Not me.
Something's playing in the background. But
it is Ozzknot.
Damn you, Oz.
It's not me. It's not me.
It's not me, I swear. No, anyway.
It's not me.
I don't hear it now. So I don't hear it now. So whatever you're doing now, be consistent with it. Thank you. Also, guys, real quick, if you haven't the stream really helps out the channel. Really appreciate y'all. Nuke Dukem, what's good with you, bro? He said Dead Space is great. But real quick, just to get through the bad news, we had some losses, man, this week. And it's really it's devastating, man. Especially given the voice actress of Tess, Annie Wershing, passed away. Apparently, unfortunately, she passed due to cancer. I really loved her as Tess. I had zero complaints with her voice acting work. I don't really personally know her from anything else. I don't know if you know her from anything else.
Yeah, she was on 24. That's where I know her from. She was on one of the seasons on 24 with I think she was supposed to be helping out Jack, but I can't recall but she was around for the entire season as well, and it's she never made a return. But yeah, that's what I know her from before The Last of Us.
Got you. Yeah, and unfortunately, she was young, man. She was 45 years old. She got diagnosed with cancer in 2020, and unfortunately, she ended up succumbing to that. I have nothing but good things to say, given it's I'm knowledgeable on a limited amount of her work, but I think that she was great as Tess. No complaints there. I don't know if you guys have something to say about that in general, but
I mean, she died extremely young, and I didn't even know she was sick. That's the wild part about it.
Definitely.
Nah, that's terrible. I mean, she died literally the day before the debut of Bill's episode,
Yeah.
which is insane by itself too. But nah, man, she became a legend in everybody's homes who played the game. We all loved her character. We loved her work. You know, legacy does live on. It's just,
Yep.
I think they do
Yep.
have like a GoFundMe going on for her as well for her family, her sons. So
Yep.
if you guys can donate, definitely go ahead and show some support, man. Help her out, help her family out. They definitely are in a situation here, and I don't know where the father is. Like I don't know her whole like personal life, but
Yeah.
you know that should tell you guys something. Though life is short. It really, really is. It's super
Yep.
short.
Trust,
You don't know how
oh, I
much
know.
time you got.
I
So
know. Trust me,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. It truly is sad. It's one of those things where it's like we're all here today, but who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow. That's why live life doing what you love and to the best that you possibly can. Honestly,
yeah.
once again, rest in peace, Annie Wershing. And we did have another loss that hit today, and this one personally hurts me. I know that Oz. I don't know if you saw the news, but I know this is gonna suck a little bit for you as well, especially if you're Halloween fans out there. But let me see him bring this up right here.
Also,
So,
Macho Man's brother died.
man, rest in peace. But Bloody Disgusting put out an article saying the actor and stuntman and Michael Myers performer George P. Wilbur has passed away. So this guy is one
Love the
of the
shape.
few individuals that has played Michael Myers more than once. He's played him twice. He was Michael Myers in Halloween 4, personally my favorite sequel, and he was also Michael Myers in Halloween 6. And I know Oz, you
That's my
really
favorite.
love Halloween 6. Exactly.
Yeah.
So this really hurts.
Damn, I
And
love Halloween 6. Oh,
yeah, just to
Six.
give a little
I thought 6 was better than
background.
4.
Yeah, well, to
5
each
was
their own.
better. It was better
But
than
getting
both, though.
into a little bit about George P. Wilbur, I think it's important, especially since he has a long lineage of stuff he's
Yeah.
worked on. Bloody and Disgusting has learned the sad news this afternoon that the actor and stuntman George P. Wilbur has passed away at 81 years old. A member of Hollywood Stuntmen's Hall of Fame, George P. Wilbur is most known to horror fans for playing Michael Myers in both Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Wilbur is one of only a small handful of actors to play Michael Myers more than once. He was also a stunt player on Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. George P. Wilbur's career began with stand-in work for John Wayne in the 1960s. That's insane.
Wow.
And he went on to amass over 100 television and film credits spanning 6 decades. Other
Wow.
films on Wilbur's resume as a stuntman, stunt double, and stunt coordinator include Planet of the Apes 1968, Blazing Saddles, The Tower Infernal, Grizzly
Wow.
Escape from New York, Poltergeist, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, The Beastman,
Really?
Firestarter, Ghostbusters, Reanimator, Fletcher, Poltergeist 2, the Monster Squad, Dead Heat, Die Hard, the Burbs, Ghostbusters 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 5. Yeah, it's definitely worth listing all this dude's contributions, man. Dream Child, Total Recall, The Exorcist 3, which is actually a decent Exorcist sequel, I might add.
Dreamchild.
Silence of the Lambs, Cast the Deadly Spell, Dr. Giggles, Casino, Mars Attack, Spider-Man, Cheap Thrills. Dude has an astronomical list of film that he's contributed to. So definitely sad to see that he has passed away. And while his visual look of Michael Myers in Halloween 4 isn't exactly the most likable, especially that mask. I think
I'm telling you, he looks like Austin Powers. Look at the mask.
He does.
You're
does.
not wrong. It's one of those things where the mask is definitely ugly, but the quality of his work, I think, says a lot to him. I don't think he was a bad stuntman at all, given what was presented. And Halloween 6, I think he was genuinely scary in Halloween 6. I really appreciate his work.
6 was definitely was creepy.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I love that part.
I hate that part. It's so stupid. There's
I
literally
know,
like a
it's not.
Halloween festival and
Mommy,
going on, and Michael Myers
dumbass.
was able to carry out a murder and hang the fucking dude from the tree.
Yeah.
All while it. Come on, man. It don't. The math
Is that
don't
the
equate.
is that the opening one where he puts his niece into a wood chipper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that part.
You never remember
You know the
which
weird
one
part
is your
about that
favorite.
movie, though. Not the weird
What?
part about it. So yeah, he pushed his niece into the wood chipper, but that was also the mother of his child. You know that, right?
Yes.
Mother child. Really?
Yeah, the baby was his kid.
Yes. So there's two versions of Halloween 6 that exist. One gets more into like the whole cultism thing going on. That is I believe it's the producer's cut. Producer's cut. I watched that one recently.
Yeah, that
'cause
was
I never
like
watched it.
extended. Yeah, like it was stupid. Like you saw Paul Rudd put these stones around Michael, and he
Yeah.
like stops, and
Yeah.
then
The shame is with Halloween 6, it's like it's one of those things where like I think that both the theatrical and producer's cut have good qualities about it, and then some throwaway stuff. I feel like there is a really good Halloween 6 with somewhere in the middle of taking like both pieces from both versions.
yeah,
But unfortunately, we don't have that. I would like to see it at some point though. You never know. So yeah, and then the final thing, which is kind of, I guess, a positive, even though like, this it did begin in tragedy, unfortunately. But Alec Baldwin is now being formally charged with involuntary manslaughter for the killing of Rust cinematographer Helena Hutchins. So not only is Alec Baldwin being charged, but also the armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed has also officially been charged with involuntary manslaughter. And I think that given the circumstances of what happened on the set of Rust, I think that's pretty adequate. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it should be murder," but murder would imply intent, and it doesn't seem like there was intent. It just seems like there was negligence on both the armor.
Did he know the gun was loaded? Like, did he know that there's bullets in it?
So he was told that there were blanks in it.
Yeah.
So, but from what I've gathered, apparently he was being pretty negligent on set, and led to the cinematographer, unfortunately dying. And definitely, the armor is completely, the fact that they put real bullets in the gun is like insane to me.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds you of that situation with the dude from The Crow. Remember Brandon?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where when it comes to The Crow, it's more so that there was just negligence in cleaning the weapons. The armorer just was ignorant and just didn't clean the weapons, and that led to like pieces building up in the gun, and when it was fired, those pieces shot out as like projectile, and that basically nipped an artery.
Yeah.
Brandon Lee, and he ended up bleeding to death, and that was super tragic, man. It's sad that one of my favorite films, there's a lot of sorrow behind it. With The Crow, it's just the making of the comic book alone was made out of tragedy, given the creator's fiance having died in a car crash, and with a drunken driver, and then Brandon himself also dying on set. Like, it's absolutely terrible, and this situation is definitely up there. I don't think we're going to forget about this anytime soon. But from what I heard in Hollywood, man, that apparently you as the actor are not allowed to check the gun once it has been loaded by the armorer. And to me, as a legal gun owner, that's insane to me. I do not point anything at anyone unless I check and see what's in the gun that I have loaded. Otherwise, that's never getting pointed at anyone. That's basic, fundamentals of, gun ownership. And Hollywood literally, like, their rules collide with basic, rules of gun ownership, which is super strange to me. But I hope that whatever needs to be changed in regards to this tragedy in order to prevent future tragedies. I hope that that happens as soon as possible, because clearly there's something wrong. I don't know exactly what's wrong, but maybe people need more gun training on the set if they're going to hold a firearm, or there needs to be more rules, or the rules need to be enforced better. But this should have never ever happened, and I hope that it will never ever happen again, because that's truly tragic. But yeah, guys, unless you guys have anything to add to that, guess we'll move on.
Oh, I'm so mad to it. Another sad news. One of the greatest rock and roll stars of all time has officially retired.
Oh yeah,
Is it 74?
Ozzy.
Yep, officially 74 years old. He had to come out and statement said he just can't do it anymore. He was really sad about it. It sucks. It sucks. It
Yeah,
sucks.
I heard. Yeah, basically, he was trying to. He was
you,
getting a lot of health. He has a lot of health issues that just ganged up on him, and unfortunately, the things that he was doing are not helping. And he said, "Yeah, I can't do it. I can't. I can't perform."
Oh,
anymore.
he was super determined too. Because
you could tell.
He had the rice Rona. He had all these. He had everything to come against him. He just said, "Fuck it, I can't do it anymore."
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the right thing to do given his situation.
Oh yeah, he's 74 years old. He has to prove.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in a lot of health situations, man. Just live, Ozzy, live out the rest of your life just chilling, man. Dude, there's other things to life than performing. I know that his new album out, and from what I heard, it's pretty decent. I haven't listened to it, but that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, his fans definitely appreciate that. Left on a good note. So,
and everybody's been like super positive. His fans were just like, don't worry about it. Your fans don't you don't own your fans shit. You don't gonna apologize.
Hey man, if he can't do it, he can't do it. Any rational individual say, look, man, you retired.
And everybody's been saying that. You're old. You deserved it. Plus some.
Yep. So definitely wishing Ozzy the best for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we might as well just jump into the controversy. So this is a bi-weekly, podcast. So we technically have to talk about 2 episodes of The Last of Us. So that's episode 2 and 3. Overall, I don't know how you guys want to start this off, but what are your general thoughts on these past 2 episodes of The Last of Us?
I'm staying away from part 3. I'm staying away from it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, don't be too extra eyes, okay?
Yeah.
But
prepare the rocks. Prepare the rock.
Oh my god. But for me personally, I think that the first episode was the best one, and it's kind of been on a slow decline from there. I feel as though the more they get away from the source material, the more it's just not very good. And I'm trying to think from 2 perspectives: the gamer in me, as well as the objective viewer that's looking for a whole show, a whole episode that is structured to make sense. Now when I look at episode 2, I think it was important to see them traversing through that world and introducing how threatening the clickers really are, even when you have everything that you need, even when you're prepared. The clickers to me are definitely gruesome. They're definitely gruesome, super scary. Yeah, I think that the clickers are pretty cool. I think I don't know, man. Joel to me is just, he ain't hitting personally. I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
Yeah.
A lot of people really do like I forget the actor, Pedro Pascal. And I don't think he's a bad actor. I just don't think that they're giving Joel I don't think they're giving us the best Joel. Joel to me was a dude that was completely prepared for this world. Like, he's willing to go there with whatever needs to be. And I'm not saying he needs to be a fucking tank by any means. But I'm just not too crazy about how lacking he feels. And then to me personally, I don't know who's your favorite character thus far, but to me, I think objectively speaking, the best character that was presented was Tess.
Yeah. Torv definitely carried that really well.
Oh yeah, she did.
Yeah, I do appreciate her contribution, and this is spoilers, guys. I'm sorry, but it's
Yeah,
spoilers.
we're gonna have to in order to talk about this one. Bella Ramsey is cool as Ellie for certain scenes. It feels like, but others just feels
She
like I don't
she
really
does not look
care.
like her at all. She does not look like
Yeah,
her.
Look, we're past that. We're past the
Yeah.
look thing. We're past that.
yeah, we're past
Yeah,
the
we have
look,
to
I know.
objectively speak on her performance because she can't change how she looks at the end of the day.
Yeah,
But
no, that's not
Yeah.
on her.
performance
But
is kind of hit and miss with me personally.
But she,
Yep.
there's some shit like the beginning scene where she does the whole middle finger thing that reminded me of her. Like there's some of the cocky shit she says.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
some
like,
of
the dialogue she nails. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
she's fine with the dialogue. She got the mannerisms on point. But the problem is, what's that clicking noise?
Oh, that's not my
Is that
fact.
you or your controller?
Oh,
Yeah.
good
Fact
God.
does not.
But anyway,
Well, we hear your clicking of
we
the
actually
controller.
Yeah,
we
stop
actually hear
it.
it. Like we hear it.
My bad.
Or mute your mic, I guess. There you go. But okay, how do I go into episode 3, guys? How do I do this? I mean, you can't really be honest, it feels like, because you're labeled something. If
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
like it, you're a hater or something. Like whether it be Forspoken, you're being labeled as racist if you don't like Forspoken. If you don't like this, you're quote unquote homophobic, which has nothing to do with this at all.
Yeah.
The situation with Bill in this episode, man, I'll say this. It starts off extremely strong. With him in his bunker. We see him kind of like hiding out as everybody's getting evacuated or removed from the city. Thought that was smart. Thought that was clever. Aside from that, it didn't, again, it continues to go strong. We see him fortifying the city, adding the gate, all that stuff. Okay, I believe it. It looks good. The traps, all that stuff's handled brilliant. I'm like, okay, cool. They're actually doing a good job with this. But then I started noticing some things, like his characteristics. Pretty much everybody has carried over the same characteristics from the game to the show, except for this very critical character. Now, the reason why this character was so likable to all of us is because, well, one, he was a badass. 2, he was part of a big section of the game that involved a lot of action, such as you having to pop the clutch for the car, the first bloater encounter, and there was the situation with where you're literally hung upside down in one of his traps. None of that stuff that I just mentioned is in this episode.
Nope.
They completely removed all that. There's no school section. They're not fighting. They're not looking for a battery in this too for a car. No. We'll get to that in a second. See, Last of Us 1, the game had him looking for a battery, which ironically they used that for Robert in episode 1. So they didn't want to reuse that. But again, this is the price of changing stuff that shouldn't be changed. But some work, some don't. In this particular case with this character, it just simply falls flat. I don't understand the process behind it. Anyway, they're looking for the battery, or they're looking for they removed all that stuff. The story then now starts with Frank. He falls into like one of his traps. Bill lets him out of the trap. And mind you, I want you to remember, for those that played the game, Frank is a character that Tess and Joel don't know about. So they use Frank as a catalyst to build the bridge between Joel and Tess. Basically implying that Frank knew them and he's the reason why they all linked together. But in the game, Joel didn't even know who the hell the guy was. In fact, Bill was very vague about it. He was like, once upon a time, I had something I cared about. And in this world, that's good for one thing, getting you killed. This isn't the same though. Now some people might say, oh, but why? Oh, why? Like you guys are expecting a one-on-one retelling or remake of the game. I mean, episode 1 set the bar super high.
Yeah, they set the tone. It set the tone, really. It's one of those things where when people say that to me, I say, well, I was completely accepting of episode 1. It did deviate from the story
a little bit, but you got the key moments. Yeah,
exactly. That's me meeting them halfway. They're trying to meet us halfway, and I'm meeting them halfway. I enjoyed episode 1. I thought it was pretty good, even despite the changes. Even some of the changes I liked, like when that plane crashed, that was insane. I was cool with it.
Yeah, you're adding a whole lot of stuff with this. You're adding higher stakes, but it's like, no, we're not getting that in episode 3. We're getting this character who's not even withdrawn. You think about it, like he's not even withdrawn. He's not like a survivalist. He does some of the stupidest decisions that I've ever seen for a character of this particular importance. You guys remember Bill was very tactical because he was like a military type of tactic type of guy. We saw that in the episode with him like building the traps around the town and whatnot. But then he does something completely uncharacteristic. It's raining outside, and there's a bunch of like raiders or marauders trying to like get into the his town to like rob it or loot it for what it's got. And he's got his traps going off. And you're like, okay, this is cool. Only to find Frank go downstairs, go outside, and you see Bill outside in the rain, literally in the street with a sniper rifle or some kind of rifle, and he's shooting him. He's not hiding behind cover. I'm like, who is this guy? This isn't Bill. This ain't Bill.
Yeah.
This ain't Bill. And what I don't like about this even further is that fact that they took the iconic scene out here with the whole trapper and everything of nature. Like they removed the entire encounter between like that's some of the best parts in the game where the back and forth between Ellie and Bill. There's none of that whatsoever. Like Ellie doesn't meet Bill at all. We never see that. And since you don't see that, you don't get the iconic like moment. You don't even get the reveal. No, they just do all that stuff in your face. It's like, yeah, because again, it was subtle in the game. We knew he was gay, but it was subtle, and they didn't like throw it in your face type of thing. It's okay, yeah, he was gay. He was a character that was gay. I was like, okay,
it's not
cool.
a main. It's not
a main issue.
The thing is, it's like the video game recognizes this is not a main part of the narrative. Yeah. Whereas the show wants to make it a main part of the narrative, but they don't do that successfully at all. Unless you bridge Bill to meet, Joel and Ellie. He already knows Joel, but to meet Ellie specifically, then there's no direct connection. We have no reason to know the backstory of this character. If Joel and Ellie just simply walk into a random house that happens to be Bill's house, come across the note, nothing changes. It's almost, and it's like I can completely understand if there's some filler that's like 10-minute long filler that goes through Bill's backstory. Okay, that's like reasonable, but you have to understand like the filler is the mass majority of the episode. I'd say like 50 minutes at least of 100 and what is it, an hour and 20 no 15 minutes or so.
20 minutes.
Yeah, like that's ridiculous to have that much filler in an episode that's bloated. Like, why is it that episode 2 was only like 50 minutes and then this episode is an hour and 15? Like that.
Yep.
Where's the consistency here?
And the funny thing is, again, he served the purpose in the game because you needed him for a car so that you can get on the road and keep it going. Without this episode, like you didn't need this episode. You didn't need him at all at this point. They could have just walked through there and they could have just said, "Oh yeah," because he talked about. He said, "Oh, I got a friend over there. We're gonna go over here get a car." That's it. They could just skip to that. Boom, got the car. Skipped all that. Found the note. I mean, done. You know what I mean? No, we didn't get that. And speaking of the note, so the whole Frank thing and Bill, a lot of people are like going, "This is some of the best thing I've ever seen." I'm like, bro, do y'all not realize that Frank hated Bill in the game? Like, absolutely despised him. And you mean to tell me he gets sick? They write a will. This is how you know this is uncharacteristic of Bill. They write a will. And in the will, it says, all my guns, the car, all that stuff, my food, my supplies, it goes to you, Joel and Tess. Really?
Yeah. Let me speak on this a little bit.
Go ahead, take it.
If I were to, let's just say that I didn't play the game and I'm just watching this for what it is. Just take it for what it is. It's a TV show, cool. My issue is you have a character that, like you said, is militant. So if we are knowing that this is an individual that is like basically a doom prepper, like he's a doomsday prepper. So, and he has a lot of guns, so that would make you have the assumption that he knows how to utilize a weapon and is tactical to a degree. So the instance with him being outside with the Raiders was completely uncharacteristic of someone that would understand tactic. So that was just weird in itself. And then you have within the storyline, you have this narrative for this character that was important, but they don't have any interaction with the main characters, and then eventually it just led to this ending of all of this is for you, and if you're reading this, whatever happened, it's like it was exactly what you said. It's a filler episode. It's not a bad episode, but at the same time, it's not necessarily good either, because you have this narrative of this character that wasn't extremely important to the storyline of The Last of Us in the game, but they made him important for an episode, but then he has no interaction with the main characters, so it just seemed pointless.
Yeah.
He seemed purposeless. Like he didn't have a purpose. He was just
Yep.
used as a vehicle for the, and granted, he was used as a vehicle to progress the story in the game, but he wasn't used properly as a vehicle to progress the story in the show.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Neozoic asked an interesting question. He's like, how do you rank The Last of Us show in tiers? Good tier being Mortal Kombat 95, okay tier Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider films, meh tier Tekken 2010, garbage tier. I don't even know what Yui Bowl's game films. I don't even know what that is, but that's like a difficult question for me personally, because it's like if I have to separate it by episodes, because to me episode 1 is good tier. To me that's up there with something like a Mortal Kombat 95. Then it's like the second episode is okay, like it's it's not as good as the first episode, but I think it was pretty decent based on its own merits. So that's like okay tier. And then to me, like, the third episode, it's not, I'm like trying to figure out if it's meh or garbage. Like it's hard for me to say definitely, because I think that, if you just take that romantic side story on its own, it's not bad. Like I think that it goes through getting these two individuals, like explaining what happened with them, like in its own, it's not bad at all. But in the overall narrative, the main narrative of the story, it just doesn't fit. It's pointless. It's purposeless. So, like, based on just taking that piece out and judging it for what it is, it's not bad. But then when you when you look at the entire episode, it's just entirely almost filler. And so it's like, yeah, to me, that's not good. So yeah, it's been very like all over the place this far. I'm interested personally to see like where episode 4 is gonna land on in terms of how we like it.
Yeah.
And the thing that this episode, because I don't watch the trailers, I don't watch the previews for next
Exactly.
episodes. So
Neither do I.
when we watch episode 2, and then you're on Discord and social media, which I'm not on, but people talk about, okay, the Raiders are going to be presented in this episode. We saw the Raiders for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see the traps actually being utilized, but at the same time, it was only 2 minutes, so it wasn't that important. Granted, I know that they'll be way more prominent in the next episode, but the fact that everybody was hyped up for seeing, they're not hunters anymore, they're now called Raiders, that was just uneventful to me. Like, it really was. It just wasn't a good debut of this group. So that was my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think they did a way better job of introducing the infected. Like, to me, that first episode, like, I totally understand why they deviated to the neighbors, because that was a perfect way to introduce
Like tension.
the clicker. Because it's like you have to introduce the threat. That's what's important about the first episode. You have your main characters, but also you must introduce the threat. And the way that they deviated from the game, I'd say was a very good way of introducing the threat on a personal level. And really what the infected can do. So they did a really good job on that front. And then, but like in terms of tone, like stories kind of just all over the place. It's like you have that really you in the first episode you see before infected happen, so you get an idea of that. Then we go into like the apocalyptic age in the Last of Us universe, which is good. Then it's like episode 2, it's a lot of that. Like you see the world as it is in modern day. Tess goes and explains how they drop bombs in the main cities. I thought that was a really great addition to the story. Like to me, that should be canon. That makes total sense. And then like with episode 3, it's like the tone just switches up entirely. It's like this pretty thing, like this pretty situation, this romance. that's happening during the apocalypse, but it just looks completely out of place, both visually and just to the narrative itself. It just doesn't fit in any meaningful way for me, and that's to me how they just completely dropped the ball. And I know some people are saying like, look, this was great for television, this gay romance, and it's like that's
Yeah.
cool and all, but like it doesn't help that's cool in that sense, but looking at the show objectively, just doesn't help the main narrative. That's what poor writing and poor directing comes into play. Unfortunately, to me, this is just a poorly written and poorly directed episode. Sadly, I really want it to be better. I think that they could have definitely incorporated this romance, but then had Bill actually stayed alive to have a reason to have his backstory in
Yeah.
a deptual way. And
They
they
could have
just
said they did like a fake out. You know what I mean? Like you thought he drunk the wine or whatever, but he didn't, whatever.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would be interesting too. Yeah.
I
Something.
don't know. That's
But what's presented here just doesn't really make sense to me.
it
And
just doesn't match the character because it makes you worried about the other characters. Like, are you going to do David right? Remember David, the hunter
Yeah.
guy? Are you good? Or the cannibal? Are they going to do that character right? Are they going to do well, from what I'm hearing about Sam and Henry, Sam is actually deaf in the show. So because they showed him doing sign language. So I don't know how that's going to translate with the show with Sam and his big moment when he transforms into one of them.
yeah, I
don't
think
know. I don't know, man. It's a lot of changes. I'm like,
yeah, some things just don't need to be changed. Like you okay, so if I'm in the brain of someone that does play the game, Bill and Frank did not end on good terms.
and on the worst terms. Yeah.
They essentially had a huge fight. Frank gets bitten in the process of whatever he was doing, and in the midst of that, he hung himself.
Yep.
So you take something that was made Bill who he was from when he was introduced to us in the game, and you take that away and you create a love story for the show, but it just ended. I don't even know how to explain it properly. It's so weird because it's like you have a love story, you create this love story and you show the tragic end of it, but what did it lead to? Like, we understood like what it did to Bill in the game, but it didn't do anything for Bill in the show. It's like, okay, if you're going, I'm going too. Like, he has something to live for, even if we know that's clear that everyone has dealt with some sort of loss in this world. Like, Joel is still fighting through the issues of him not having a daughter anymore, but he's still making a way every single day. But yet we have to deal with a character that couldn't deal with it and couldn't move forward and just gave up. I don't really like that at all. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone's going to be able to have the strength to pull through, but when you have a character that we know is strong and then you make them into someone that essentially wasn't, it's just jarring to see.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Oz, do you have anything to say about these episodes that we watched this far?
What's up?
We're still talking about The Last of Us episode 2 and 3. I had to mute you, bro. So I don't know if you know I muted you, but if your background gets loud, I'm just gonna have to mute you. So if you do end up trying to talk and you're like, why is no one hearing me? Chances are because I muted you.
Okay, I understand. I think the show is pretty decent. There's some really beautiful lighting in some of the scenes in the third episode, and the first episode was probably the best episode so far.
Yeah, the cinematography is definitely, I think, the highlight. I think that speaks the most to the episode is certainly the cinematography. I think at this point, with the first episode being good, the second episode being okay, and then the last episode being kind of mediocre, I think episode 4 is integral to see where this show stands in terms of its quality, because we've seen a vast differentiation of quality throughout these 3 episodes. So episode 4, is it gonna remain just mediocre from from that first episode? And is the first episode going to prove to be a bait and switch? That's my main concern.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case. I hope that episode 4 gets back to the main story and we have some quality content, a mix of both drama as well as some action. I think that they need to focus on giving us a decent, reasonable balance here. You know, I'm not asking for much. I'm just asking for you guys to sort of get it right and give us, you know, a balance of what The Last of Us is. It's some form of consistency.
Yeah, that's what we were all waiting for. I mean, again, I think that probably would have helped a lot if we just had the action elements in this. But personally, the decisions, though, it just ruined the character. In my honest opinion, that I thought was perfect, already written. Likewise, I thought he was perfect, but now he serves no purpose. Now it's like he's gone. Like who cares about Bill at this point?
Yeah, sadly.
You know?
Any final thoughts on The Last of Us?
Yeah, thanks, Neil.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or did Frank kind of look like Neil Druckmann? Especially the sicker he got. The sicker he got, he just looked more like Neil Druckmann, almost like, well, is Neil Druckmann trying to live out his, you know, his secret fantasy? Is his wife just a beard?
To be fair, he was in Last of Us too. You can't tell you can't tell me any different when he was dude. I was like pendejo, that guy. Kind of was.
Oh shit.
Whatever happened to the Twisted Metal?
Everything's up
TV
in the
show.
air besides like the Gran Turismo movie. It's like I'm sorry, it's just hard for me to if they're expecting me to take all these adaptions remotely serious, if you guys are expecting me to watch all these bullshit PlayStation adaptions and actually talk about it on the podcast, y'all got another thing coming. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Faithful, like not 100. Okay, now I'm saying 110%, right? But at least they pay respect to the source material. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, you're making a TV show about damn cars, so I mean, there's no character in Gran Turismo. I mean, granted, you play as a character, but he doesn't speak. So I don't know how that's gonna go. Translate for Gran Turismo. God of War, you know, Batista was talking about he wanted to play.
No.
I'm like, bro, no.
Oh, so Society, my homie Society, just watched the most recent movie that Batista was in, and so he walked out of the theater and he's like, I just seen this movie, and his first reaction is, we need to stop pretending Dave Bautista's a good actor. I was like, damn. Oh shit. Hey. So guys, we're gonna move on.
You only have one good film.
Yeah.
And that's in the MCU.
Yep. So next up is the Xbox Developer Direct Showcase. Like, what's your guys' general thoughts on takeaways from it? We personally, we all kept our expectations in check. We took them at face value of what they were going to present. And to be fair, it's kind of like, it's one of those things. Yeah, people want to see Redfall. People want to see Forza Motorsport, but I don't think too many people cared to have seen like Minecraft. That's for, I guess, mostly for kids. I guess, but I don't know if kids actually watch these events. But I don't think people are too hyped for Minecraft as well as Elder Scrolls Online. Like, to me, that was it. Our expectations were definitely very low. But what do you guys overall think about the Xbox event? Do you think Xbox is making a turn for the better finally?
It was straight for what it was. I didn't have no complaints with the show. I thought
I liked it.
Yeah, I like this new format a lot better. It can give you some better reveals. Hopefully they keep up with it. I know a lot of people didn't like the announcements, the crazy announcements, but I look at it like this: it's the start. So they're starting rolling out content. But when we get to the bigger stuff, I can see it is actually working a hell of a lot better. It kind of gives you that PlayStation Direct type of feel. So that's why I think it will definitely benefit them.
Mm-hmm.
Am I sold on it though? It's like, yo, this is like the go-to. I mean, again, that's Microsoft's job. They have to sell me on this, that they're willing to give you that type of that effort, which I hope they do. But yeah, it was straightforward.
Gotcha. Oz, how do you feel about this event?
This
Xbox event?
I think it's probably one. I mean, it's nice that the game company actually showing gameplay for once. Like, not actually shutting up and showing gameplay. I mean, they talked a lot, they did, but they actually showed gameplay and like showing like what their improvements to Forza of all that. That was pretty impressive. And I thought the Hi-Fi Rush review was really nice. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely for me personally, I feel as though maybe there was like a minor leak alluding to Hi-Fi Rush, but I was completely surprised. I was not expecting it at all. And I played a little bit of it. I beat the first boss. I think I beat I can't remember. I've been switching around so much, but the game is quality. It's a well-made game. The game performance on PC is genuinely good. I don't have any problems with the game. The art style is very nice. The gameplay is fluid and nice. It is a rhythm game, and to be honest, I have no ear for rhythm games at all. But the way that the game plays, it does all these adjustments so that if you're not good at rhythm games, they try to help you adapt. So there's visual keys. There's the music itself that's very good. I think the music is very catchy. It didn't get annoying. I was playing it for like 3 hours, and the music did not at all get annoying. So that's a big plus for a rhythm game. So overall, I'm appreciative of that. Forza Motorsport visually looks beautiful. What were you gonna say, Oz?
I think it's the best game that they've released since Forza 5.
Okay. I mean, you mean this new Forza game coming out?
No, for Horizon 5. I'm sorry.
Like visually, you're saying?
Just in general. I mean, the last good game, like solid package game that they brought out was Forza Horizon 5. Halo wasn't up to par.
Oh, so you're talking about Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush is like the best quality game that they put out. Yeah, I mean, it's objectively a good game. Whether you think it's a great game or you just think it's okay. I mean, objectively, it's a good game. The performance is good. The gameplay is good. The visuals are good. So overall, it is a solid release. It's a new IP, so they're not adherent to anything of previous games. And this is what people have been begging for from Xbox: new IPs of games that are good. And Hi-Fi Rush falls into that. It's a short game. It's $30 if you don't have it on Game Pass. So it's a small game, but overall, to me personally, a lot of people want like those AAA bangers, and for me, I don't really care about that. If the game is fun, I want to indulge. That's what's important to me. And Hi-Fi Rush is genuinely a fun game. But I guess we might as well just talk about. We already talked about Hi-Fi Rush, so might as well just talk about Dead Space and Undisputed, since those are pretty big releases that are coming up. What you guys think about Dead Space so far?
Callisto Protocol. Take notes.
I feel you, bro.
Sorry, couldn't help myself. Sorry.
I was hoping for a real showdown between the two. Like both of them are truly good, like solid games, and that there would be like thoughtful debate on which was truly better. But it seems as though Callisto kind of just went out with a whimper instead of fighting for that top spot, which is sad. We want to see games compete in a healthy way to be the best.
Yeah.
And
you call that a whimper?
Oh
man.
You call that a whimper?
To be fair, I actually do still want the game, but to me it's not worth $60-$70. And it's like, for me, I'll just wait till it's maybe 30 and it's the complete game, all the DLC and all that. Maybe we'll see.
I'll wait till it's 15.
I mean, 15 sounds a lot better than 30, but
it does.
TJ, you have anything else to add? Because I know you did talk a little bit about your thoughts on Dead Space thus far.
No, I think Dead Space so far, like from what I've been playing, I'm on like chapter 6. I think the game was handled very well. People made some complaints about some slight changes in regards to something so minor and insignificant, but it can be addressed. They made the gender neutral bathrooms. They don't even announce it. It's just there. But for whatever reason, people decided to get upset and call it woke. Like, yep. I don't really care about those type of things. I'm not looking for it. I don't look to be bothered by little things like that, especially when it's not like announced. It's just there just because they just happen to want to be inclusive. Whatever. If you want to include a donkey. I don't care. Just make sure that the game is
Works.
performing well, the gameplay is solid, the visuals are solid, and that the voice acting is good. Like the story makes sense. They hit all of those cues. I'm satisfied with what I've played so far. So I like the game. I'm going to continue to play. I am having issues with this save thing, but once I get, once they patch it, they did put out an update today. It didn't
I
fix
just saw
my
that.
issue, but yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It really sucks because overall the game's performance has been reasonable. I don't think it's like the best performing game. It's not like Doom or Doom Eternal levels of perfect. Like to me, those are like the pinnacle of optimization that I look for, particularly on PC. But overall, the game's been running reasonably well for me and for other gamers out there. I know a lot of people are a bit of complaint on the performance mode on the consoles. I understand, but at least they have a performance mode, so you could take your pick on that. It sucks that there is a save issue. That's not a minor glitch, man. That's pretty substantial, and I hope that gets fixed fairly soon. But I could tell that Motive had a lot of goodwill in regards to this remake. Like they genuinely wanted to make something that was really close to the original game and even expanded upon it. Like a lot of people are saying that this is the new level of achievement when it comes to remakes, being respectful of the source material as well as going above and beyond in reasonable ways, not deviating, but like giving us like the things that we thought back in like on 360, like this is great, but imagine if they would have added this and that. Like I remember having those conversations back in the day. And it seems as though like now, they have the potential to give us those things that we felt were missing back in the day. And that, this Dead Space seems to be doing that, which is awesome. So,
yep.
But, now in regards to Undisputed, I was getting the shit kicked out of me, and it was fun. Honestly, it was really good. When I'm not streaming it, the optimization, like the gameplay is pretty well. When I'm streaming it, and I think that's my PC, to be honest with you. But when I'm streaming it, for some reason, it's just a little bit weird. But overall, the optimization's good for an early access game. Some of these fighters, man, they're spot on in terms of their mannerisms and all that. Like me and BitCloud was watching me stream it, and Muhammad Ali, just the way he was dancing around the ring.
Yeah, the movements.
Yo,
yeah.
If you're like a boxing fan, you could tell that the devs are also boxing fans. So I could appreciate that. Starts out with 50 characters. They're definitely missing a few that I want to try.
Are they adding more? Like, is that what they're saying they're doing? Like a monthly thing?
If you go to their website, you could actually see the complete confirmed roster thus far.
Okay, so Deontay Wilder will make the game, I'm guessing, as well as because Tyson Fury was in the game.
I think Deontay Wilder is in the game.
Okay.
From what I believe, he's the one that's all tatted up, right?
Yeah, he's the
yeah, he's in the game. So he's in the game right now. So that's good. For me, I really, really want Marvelous Marvin Hagler to be in the game because I want to do Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hagler. That'd be sick. Like for me, I love like classic boxing, so I want to do all the classic matchups.
Yeah, Rocky.
So hell yeah, yo, add Rocky to the game. Whatever, yo, that would be absolutely sick. But so
you
far,
gotta have Tyson.
You know they're gonna do movie content. They're gonna have Creed in there. They got it.
That would be interesting, man. If they can work it out
just in time for the movie, because we got Creed 3. Is it Creed 3? That's yeah, and that looked fire. So I can't wait to see what they do.
I'm a little funny about that, just because they're trying to push Stallone out entirely.
Oh, they didn't try. They did.
They did. Yeah, they've successfully completely pushed out Stallone in the most disrespectful manner.
According to what I read, I think Michael B. Jordan's directing the movie.
Oh
yeah,
no.
Yeah, so, he is.
And he said he's taking inspiration from like Hajime no Ippo. So like, I like the sound of that, but the fact that he's directing it, I don't like the sound of it. So it's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely sus. There's some interesting things about it, but there's also red flags. And the reason why they're pushing out Stallone is because, well, the producer behind it that does have the rights, he's a bit of a dick face, to say the least. Stallone has written the characters. He's directed the mass majority of the films, what in my opinion is the best ones. and he starred in, you know, the Rocky franchise as Rocky, and they pushed him out, and it's really disappointing to me. It's one of those things where it's just unfortunately behind the scenes there's been a fight for it. He doesn't want the whole thing. He just wants a piece, just a piece to have creative rights, because he's wanted to do a sequel to Rocky Balboa, which at this point is never going to happen because he's been trying to get this to go through for years, and years have passed, and now he's fucking ancient now, you know. But that, because he has no creative control whatsoever, that has been, you know, incapable of getting done. And he's also wanted to do a prequel that he's you know, put together, and that won't go through because he has no creative control. Basically, like early days, like I think it's like 60s Philly is the inspiration, young Rocky Balboa and all that, which sounds cool, man. It sounds like stuff like fans of the Rocky franchise would love to see. But since I think his name's Erlen Winkler, him and Stallone have bad blood, and
he's making a spin-off for Ivan Drago.
So in regards to that, I don't think it's happening now, because basically Stallone, like, that actually made what's his name, the dude that plays Drago, and Stallone have a tiny bit of beef, but they talked it out. The dude that plays Drago said, "I thought that for sure Stallone was going to be
involved,
but once, like, you know, it was confirmed that he wasn't, now he doesn't want to touch it." So
I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like, he just trying to push him out. But I don't know if y'all heard what Stallone said. He said, he's not returning for part 3, but he'll also never watch Creed 3. So that's
it's one of those things where it's like, I'm a huge Stallone fan. Like, I think that he doesn't, like, he is a great actor in his own right. There's like action films he's been in, like Rocky Balboa, like First Blood,
Man.
that they're like, those action films are more than just action films to me. Like, some of his moments in film are like that transcend just action. Like, he has some really deep moments, like at the end of First Blood, where he just talks about what happened in the war. Like, that shit, like, literally, like, makes the you know, the hair on my arms, like, you know, I definitely get goosebumps with some of the moments that he's had. So the fact that he's not involved, I honestly, I can't really get behind these films if he doesn't okay them. I'm sorry, I have a hard time, you know, indulging, just because I am a fan and I do want to see. I think Stallone is one of those people that's able, despite being famous for as long as he has able to connect with the common man. That's what I think is the greatest thing about him. That's why Rocky, the franchise, has been so successful. Like, he connects with the common person, and that's due to Stallone's writing. And without him involved, I just have a hard time getting behind it. But I guess let's move on to fake fighting.
Yay!
Fake fighting, because WWE 2K23 is confirmed, and there's definitely some interesting things about it. Are you at all interested, Big Cloud, or are you just not here for it, man?
Listen, the only wrestling game that's got my attention is AEW.
Oh, don't be a fanboy, man.
Tell you why? No, after the abysmal one that we got before, they had no choice but to fix. Then 2K was the 22, right? But yeah, they had to fix 2K22 because, you know, the abysmal 21. I don't trust these guys to make a good 2K. I just
Did you try 22?
I didn't even care for it. Like, I saw that people were saying it worked, it's better, and that's cool. But I'm like, listen, it only works because they had no choice to do it. These guys been throwing out these half-baked, half-ass games for how long now? And dudes are just now.
Well, they have new developers behind it, though. So who is it? I forget what their name is, but Ukes used to do.
I know, all the real ones, all the good ones Ukes used to do. Well, not all the good ones, but a good chunk of the good ones back then.
Come on, man, your bias is showing, bro. Your bias is showing. Look,
WCW will always be king. I'm saying.
Listen, I played 2K22. I think it's not a bad game. It's a little bare because they made a brand new game. Like, previously, the previous games, like, they kind of just reused all the assets. Like, I can clearly distinguish that 2K22 has, you know, brand new assets. They built the game from the ground up. The way that it's built is good. The foundation is good, but it was bare. So on that front, like, you know, it's one of those things where I like it, but they definitely need to expand upon that. So 2K23 could be like I don't know if you remember how 2K15 was. That game was garbage.
Yeah,
That game was
that's
rock
terrible.
paper scissors. I skipped that one, thankfully. That one I dodged a bullet with that. But then 2K16 came out, and that one is like a highlight. You know, that is a definite highlight.
I mean,
I enjoyed that one thoroughly.
it's nostalgia overload when they do the showcases. Perfect. Like, you know, it's cool to see that, but it's like, I don't know. I just don't really, not really like, I don't know. I don't feel obliged to go and just grab it and go buy the game at all. Like, don't get me wrong. It's cool that Cena gets a showcase in this one. That's dope. Cena has some of the most iconic moments, you know, the longest time for WWE, but this all just confirms to me that Cena's pretty much gonna be gone in probably like 2 years, like another 2
maybe.
years. He's gonna
I think
hang
it's
up the boots.
he might retire this year because what's cool about the story mode is that you don't play as Cena. You
I know,
fight
you just
against
relive
Cena.
it. Yeah,
Do you
Yeah,
think
which is
that's
pretty
cool though? Because to me, it's like it's
Yeah,
one
it's
of those
different.
things
They
where
never
I
done
don't
that
think
before.
it's like a terrible idea, but I don't think it's necessarily a good idea either.
yeah.
I'm mixed on that because it's like when you're in the showcase, it's one of those things where
Just highlight your career, your moments.
yeah, so like you want to play the moments where Cena succeeds. And then another thing too, it's like my criticism with 2K, and it's not necessarily the game's fault, but it's just the reality of the situation, is that there's so many like fighters, and you don't really. I want to play as so many people that I never truly learn how to play as anyone. So I'll constantly switch through all these characters, and they have all these different moves, and none of them they're all slightly different in some form or fashion. And I end up not learning how to play as anyone, you know, really well. And so 2K22, that was very, very clear. Now with
Mhm.
this, it's like you're gonna play the showcase mode and you're gonna be playing as different characters each time. You're gonna play the showcase mode in the most dog shit way possible because it's like you're gonna play it, you're gonna keep switching characters, they're gonna have different move sets, you're gonna
Yep.
have to try and figure it out.
But it
You're
keeps
gonna
it fresh
I'm gonna
though.
like me, you're gonna end up going on YouTube to figure out like exactly how to do this move and that because I always get stuck in showcase.
But there's
Playing as the same
there's
character
there's a moves list though. Every time you do these, you can hit start and it shows you how they do the move. You don't need to look it up on YouTube
Okay,
to do it.
that's definitely a good thing for sure.
That's
But I think I mean it's cool. I think it's cool. I don't understand you want to play as Cena, but like I think it keeps it fresh. You're not playing as Cena the whole entire time.
Yeah.
You know, it shows you who he's actually gone up and gone against. It shows you how great they were. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives a shine to like other wrestlers around Cena at the
yeah.
time because I mean, to be fair, it wasn't just Cena that made that had Cena didn't bring himself to prominence. There have been so many great wrestlers
that put him
that
over in a sense.
yes,
Yeah.
Like
no
his
doubt.
feud with Edge when Edge cashed in, finally
Yep.
stole the belt.
Kurt
Like,
Angle.
that's one of the best.
His
Kurt
oh,
Angle.
his Kurt Angle, the fights with Kurt Angle were ridiculous.
With Eric
man.
Bischoff, like manipulating the matches. You had that, the feud with Jericho, the
Yeah.
the iconic feud between him and JBL that pushed him into stardom.
Yeah.
I mean, come on,
Yep.
it's like so many good moments for Cena, and that's why I
Him
think
and the
like,
Big Show. Him and the Big Show and his meshes him.
yeah,
Yeah.
great Khali. I mean,
Yeah.
the two
Yeah.
had a lot of great
They
insane
did.
moments. And like, if he does retire this year or next year, I mean, you know, job well done at this point. Like he's done. He doesn't have anything to prove at this point. He doesn't have to wrestle
Yeah.
no more. He could be a movie star. He's doing good with Fast and Furious, even though Fast and Furious ironically died before he even got on the set. But it is what it is. Like, you know, he wants to be The Rock. I think he'll have great success in that regard down there. So I think he'll be fine.
He said he always wanted to, he always wanted to be he always wanted to break the fuck's it called
The wall,
the-
fourth wall.
not wall, but he wanted to surpass Ric Flair be the 17
for
time
title
champion.
runs.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, you would think, right? That'd be it. He'll hold the whole. Like, he'll be the sole record holder as the most WWE champion reigns. Like, sure, I think he would probably take that, and then
because he's tied with player.
Yeah.
See, Words of Paradise here. He thinks that I'm not a Cena hater. I am a Cena hater. I cannot fucking stand John Cena. His early days were interesting to me, but then when he became the entirely good guy character, I fucking couldn't stand him. He was so annoying. He was in everything. But I'm objectively speaking. That's why I brought up, like, hey, don't forget the great wrestlers that came along that helped rise Cena into prominence. Like, that's why I specifically brought that up, because I hate Cena too, but I do try to be objective with my analysis or just general discussion.
And shout out to Cena though. Like, even with the years, like, the dude always, like, he was always willing to work with some of the most dangerous people. Like, I remember that crazy spot with Sabu.
Oh yeah,
when he did that leg drop on the table and bust him on. Like, dude, like, he was willing to go the extra mile for anything at that point. So
it was part of the last great ECW pay-per-view, the one night stand with the RVD. That shit was dope.
Oh yeah.
Look, I think a lot of people are like, I understand it's WWE. There's definitely malice there, deserved. But like me looking at this, I'm not buying this day one, because it's like, what the fuck is the point? The pre-order bonus is Bad Bunny. I don't give a fuck. As a real, like, as a fan of wrestling, I don't give a fuck about Bad Bunny. So I'm gonna wait till the game is dirt cheap and pick it up. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do. But what I'm saying here is that with 2K23, it has potential to be what 2K16 was to 2K15, which was a huge leap. Like, they have set the foundation, and to me, the foundation in 22 was good. It was a better foundation than what 2K15 was. Way better, objectively speaking.
What I'm really excited about though is
the
main reason why I'm getting it is fucking War Games.
I agree.
War Games. They seem to be working on War Games since 2021. They've been working on this shit for a while. And they showed it off today. Xavier Woods and all them were showing it off today. That shit's fucking really impressive.
I watched GameSpot. To me, when I look at War Games, not many people have been mentioning this in regards to, like, just their coverage of War Games. I haven't watched what's his name, but what you were talking about. But I watched GameSpot cover it, and to me, the War Games match could potentially be like the party game match. Like, if you have friends coming over. Like, to me, that's like, throw on War Games. Let's play War Games. Like, that, to me, that would be like the ideal way to have like if you want to pop in WWE as a party game. Because to me, it never really felt like a party game. I feel like that particular match could be like the party game match. Which cool.
How y'all feel about the roster for this? Like, I don't know if y'all saw Cody's entrance or whatnot.
I didn't see his entrance, but his character model
looks pretty good. Looks pretty good.
Funny. We don't have Mandy Rose. I'm pretty sure Mandy Rose has been all together.
Yeah.
You got Cody Rhodes.
They'll make her. They'll make her in the creative character. The creative character in 2K22 is ridiculous. It's insane.
Oh, it's
I play as more as the creative characters than like some of the actual wrestlers. The way that they can make people now. Like, to me, anybody that's removed from the roster is almost meaningless.
They made an absolutely fucking beautiful Jay Briscoe. I mean, it looks exactly like him. Like, the whole community got together. I mean, both the Briscoe brothers, and he looks fucking phenomenal. Like, they got down to the they literally put like the tattoos, his facial, like, it was fucking sick. It's sad. It's crazy how much love they put into.
Rest in peace to Jay Briscoe, man.
Man.
It was tragic passing. That's wild.
Yeah. Words of Paradise is asking, is Matt Riddle in the game? I wouldn't be like, he should be in the game. He's on the roster. I wouldn't, like, more than likely he's in the game. I haven't seen him yet personally.
I think it should be, because they already showed Kurt Angle. They've already showed Braun Breaker. They showed the one. I mean, they're probably gonna say Bray Wyatt for fucking last. They're probably not gonna show him right away. Yeah. They'll probably have one of the better entrances in the game.
The character models look really good in this game. I think the lighting, they got the lighting down for this game. And to me, 2K22 looked visually pretty damn good. Like, I was actually thoroughly impressed, especially after looking at that garbage that was 2K20. 2K22 is a huge leap, and 2K23 looks better. I'm actually impressed. And it's hard to impress me these days with, like, Sims in general, like any sort of simulation. But I
There's
think that there's
for
something
work
here.
for war games. Supposedly, it's gonna be 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 online, which is gonna be fucking awesome.
That's the thing too. I don't know, man.
To me, it's the perfect $30 game. Not paying full price for it, but at 30,
They
I can mess with it at 30.
they should do what fucking Madden's doing. If you buy the game the prior year, you buy the new one, you get a certain percentage off. You don't pay fucking $70 at the pop. You know what I mean? Give me a fucking incentive. Okay, it looks like the same fucking game. So they added a new pinning system. What actually looked pretty fucking cool. I actually like the new pinning system from what I'm seeing. It's quicker, it's faster. It's like those out of nowhere shoulder pops. You know, it's kind of like that.
Yo, Derp though.
You know what I mean?
Derp. Derp said, "I wonder if Jeff Hardy will be in it. He'll do his entrance and get a DUI on the way to the ring."
Bro, that actually happened. That's the sad part. It happened in Impact or TNA. TNA at the time. Remember he was heel. He was high when he did the promo. He was all
oh, he was horrible.
Remember? Is that when basically he was supposed to have his match with Sting and he was so fucked up
he came out doing that. He was like, "You're welcome, punks." And he went to the back and he just like,
no.
That's it. Honestly, it's disgusting because it's like the main thing that I love about wrestling personally is all these performers performing these crazy things live. You can't do like take backs. It's not like film where everything is set up to precise. No, like you got to go out there and execute a match and not get injured while doing it and sell it enough for it to be at least reasonable in terms of how
even though Jeff Hardy's destroyed his career, well, he's destroying himself. I mean, you do got Darby Allin, who's basically him and our modern time.
That's my dude, and he's he's a straight edge guy, but so hopefully he's always like that, so you don't have to worry about negligence, because honestly it's hard for me to look at Jeff Hardy the same way because he's extremely negligent, man. He gets he abuses whatever he abuses, and then he actually feels as though he can go out and wrestle when he's under some form of intoxication. Like that's disgusting, and it shouldn't. I wish that like these wrestling companies were more serious about that. I feel like WWE was too lenient with him when he got those DUIs. And I want him to make a change. Sometimes you need to tell this guy, like, tell someone, like, if you do not do the right thing, you're not going to be able to perform. Period. And at that point, it's like, well, I have to make a decision. Do I want to just throw away, my career entirely, and for this, or am I going to have to stop this? And sometimes, like, as a mediator, you have to present that option. You can either choose one or the other. And I feel like Jeff kind of is not met with that option, and it's just half-baked options, and because of that he's continued to suffer with an addiction. And look, addiction is terrible. A lot of people out here with a lot of addictions. Anything could become an addiction, realistically. And it's never good to be addicted to anything. And I really want Jeff Hardy to get better, but
it's sad because he's one of the greatest high flyers of all time. He really is. The dude's fucking nuts.
Extreme, the dude, he's top tier of the extreme. He definitely is. And I don't want to see him go out and everyone remember him as, a junkie. I'm sorry, like, as someone that drinks and has been intoxicated. Like, why? You've done so many great things. Why does your career have to come down to that being what we remember? Don't let that happen.
Just think about this. Another reason why I'm excited for this game, it actually could be the very fucking last one. It generally could be the last fucking wrestling game they get from them in a really long time. Because old Vinnie Mac, what's that payout? But he's trying to
payout.
Oh yeah.
And Bobby is
I don't know if he'll sell the Saudi dye. Well, I mean, he probably will sell the Saudi.
Oh yeah, he will. For money? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see the cons getting that.
If the money's realistically, in the grand scheme of things, WWE is a publicly traded company. If Saudi offers an astronomical amount of money, more than what the company's realistically worth, then theoretically Vince would have to go through with the move, because then since WWE is a publicly traded company, like, the shareholders are going to look at him like, what the fuck are you doing, asshole? You don't do this, we're pulling out. And then basically, you know, the worth of WWE would collapse. So, you know, depending on how much is offered, he might have to accept it just because WWE is a publicly traded company.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, Vince wouldn't have nearly the amount of issues he's had the past, you know, year or so if he would have kept WWE private.
He's getting sued again. As we speak, he's getting sued again. Like the fifth time. Yep.
And Bobby is correct. I am addicted to caffeine. It's bad. It's very, very bad. But I'd rather be addicted to caffeine than other addictions. Sometimes we just have to. We all have our vices. Some are worse than others. That's the reality. And what's good with you, Red Hood? Good to see you, bro.
But I'm really excited for this one because we're bringing back a lot of like the whole double title entrances because of Roman.
It's one of those things where modern games are just like for me personally, it's like I'm interested, but all these modern games are not complete. So it's like I can just wait. There's so much other stuff coming out. I'll just wait till your game is complete and then cheaper, and it's a double win for me. I get the complete product with all the characters and all the DLC, and I also get it at a cheaper price. So why not wait when everything else is also coming out now?
Like they said, because they already announced there's going to be 5 DLC packs. You know, there's going to be some shit. They better put the fucking Steiners in it because his damn son's in the damn game. I mean, come on.
True. That would be interesting. I think that's definitely DLC bait. I would be interested just on that alone.
I mean, they showed a few little like minor like details. Like now you could taunt with weapons, which is I know it's the small things, but it's pretty cool. Like Roman has a new taunt. Some of the hair physics actually look pretty decent. I mean, they're not great. They're never going to be great. I've decided that, but they look like they tried to improve them slightly. Some of the facial animations they really like tightened and made them look a lot better now. I mean, it looks decent. I'm gonna get it.
It's coming out in a very hectic release period. March is it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how the chips lay in terms of just like all these games coming out so early. Like this is a stacked first half of the year. Words of Paradise brings up a good point. Those are short-term gains though, since a Saudi-ran WWE would destroy women's wrestling, which would eventually take a toll on their overall value. Hope the shareholders are more forward-thinking. So it's one of those things where I kind of do agree, but at the same time, I think most women's wrestlers don't put butts in seats to begin with.
They're not.
Sad to have to say that, but it's sadly true. There's a few female wrestlers that definitely put butts in seats, but I think a lot of people, like a lot of like hardcore wrestling fans, think that women have a bigger predominance than they actually do in wrestling.
Yeah, I think American women's wrestling is dead, in my opinion. I think it's dead.
Yeah, and even like, and yes, that I completely agree with that. I don't think that there's much to be had there. Now, will there be fallout from fans if they completely just discard women's wrestling? Yes. A lot of fans will definitely be like, F that.
They don't care about it. They brought Nia Jax back. Come on.
When I'm talking about worth of women's wrestling, you bring back Nia Jax. This is perfect. Thank you for bringing her up. Because it's like people look at me some type of way. You're a woman and you talk down on women's wrestling. Yes, because there's wrestlers that like Nia Jax that have a fucking job. It's crazy, man. But anyways, we gotta move on.
I don't know how the hell she made it back, but I know why they're trying so hard to appease to The Rock because they want him to do a WrestleMania. But he's like, "Oh, I'm not doing it this year." So it's like, wow. That was for nothing. So you got her for a whole year.
he said he's not out of the question yet.
Oh, I mean, he should go back to wrestling because I mean, after basically after Black Adam literally failing entirely at the box office, he needs to rejuvenate. What people loved about him to begin with. You know.
Don't get me wrong. He's got star power, but he's like overestimated his star power. Like to his still, he thought like his star power alone was going to set off an MCU or not an MCU, DCU. But I'm like, no. The reason why Marvel films worked, especially in the first phase, I'm talking about the first phase, is because they build them up properly. Everybody had like a proper backstory. Everybody was connected properly. You know, it made sense. I don't know what they're doing with this new phase. This new phase, the TV shows, it's all over the place. Everybody's divided. It's not the same. But even with that, it's like Marvel had a plan. You can tell they clearly had a plan for all their heroes and what they were going to do. DC doesn't have a plan. And James Gunn's kind of, I don't know, man. It's hard to get behind what they're doing here.
He's trying to get some continuity to their universe, but I don't know. It's a tough order.
That's a whole other discussion. And honestly, to be completely honest with you, though I appreciate you, BitCloud, I think that the way you brought it up is good, but I purposely avoided that entire discussion on this podcast because I don't give a fuck. I was on Society's podcast, and he literally had a whole topic of discussion, and afterwards he asked me on the podcast, like, "Oh, do you care about any of the things that James Gunn said he's gonna bring to the DC EU?" And I said, quite honestly, I ignored every motherfucking thing you said during your, you introducing the topic. Because I don't give a fuck. Next. That was literally what I said. So that's why I definitely don't want to get into that. But Words of Paradise here says Nijax looks like Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks. You're not wrong.
She looks like Tyra Banksy and Whitney Wilson. That's what she looks like, man.
Jesus. But, all right. Moving on now.
Yikes.
Moving on now.
Yikes.
Anyway, I only partially caught that. But anyway,
yikes. Man.
I don't know if you guys know, but the MCU has is going to bring Blade. And
Lord.
there's a lot of issues in regards to that. A lot. But personally, I'm an MCU hater. I don't, hide that at all. I'm an avid MCU hater. And when an actor from a film that I think is better than the many mass majority of MCU films says that basically the MCU shit, I love it. I eat that shit for breakfast, okay? So, original Blade star Stephen Dorff is sick of Marvel's worthless garbage and then mocks the MCU's Blade. We already did it and made it the best. And he says,
he ain't lying there. He ain't lying.
Exactly, bro. It's been a while since I watched Blade, but honestly, I have it on Blu-ray. I will definitely rewatch that shit. It was worth collecting. And Stephen Dorff said, Stephen Dorff is no stranger to railing against Marvel. The actor went viral in 2021 after telling The Independent that Black Widow looks like garbage.
He ain't lying there.
He's not lying. Facts.
And that he was embarrassed for its lead star, Scarlett Johansson. Now Dwarf is back for a fresh Marvel tirade courtesy of the Daily Beast. The actor who flexed his comic book movie chops opposite Wesley Snipes in 1998's Blade said he only wants to star in contemporary. He'd only star in contemporary comic book films if they were more like when I started when we made Blade, or the few that have been decent over the years, like when Nolan did The Dark Knight and reinvented Batman from Tim Burton. All this other garbage is just embarrassing. You know what I mean? Dwarf said, I mean, God bless them. They're making a bunch of money, but their movies suck. And nobody's going to remember them. Nobody's remembering Black Adam at the end of the day. I didn't even see that movie. It looks so bad. Yeah, well, most people also didn't see Black Adam. According to Dwarf, the future of cinema rests in upcoming new talents like director Eddie Alcazar, who helmed the Sundance entry Divinity, which stars Dwarf. Look at him promoting his own shit. And not in making Black Adam and worthless garbage over and over again. Marvel is currently developing a new take on Blade for its Marvel Cinematic Universe, but not all has gone according to plan. Mahershala Ali is attached to the role, but original director Bassam Tariq exited the film 2 months before the intended production start date. Jan Dimanche is currently set to direct the MCU's Blade movie. Dwarf said there's no chance the MCU bests the 98 original, which was directed by Steve Norrington. Marvel is used to me trashing them anyway, Dwarf said. How's that PG Blade movie going for you? That can't can't get
Oh my lord! I love this
but
man.
anybody who's
I
going
love this
there,
Man, he is
man.
torching them right now.
Oh
Like,
my
I love this man.
god, I love it. I'm all for it.
I want to buy him a beer.
Justice
because
for Astral Blade. There you go.
because anybody who's going there is going to be laughed at by everyone because we already did it and made it the best. There's no Steve Norrington out there. Hey, honestly, bro, is he wrong though?
Nope.
No.
Is he
I mean,
wrong?
he was cooking right there. I like
Yeah.
Word. Honestly, most people don't want to challenge Marvel because, like, realistically speaking, if you're not in a Marvel movie nowadays, the chances are there's not going to be that many eyes on your film. Now, DC has the IPs to compete, but even they have fallen short with their DC universe. A lot of film that isn't superhero film kind of just gets lost in the shuffle, and I avidly root for the collapse of superhero films so that as a fan of film, like entirely, I love film. I want to indulge. I feel as though we need to move forward for the sake of the medium. So that's why I am an avid MCU hater. While they keep making money, it means that we're still stuck in this stage of comic book movies that aren't getting any better. They're just getting worse and worse as time goes on. It's time to move on to something different. And I appreciate this dude for keeping it 100. I don't know how you guys feel about what he said, but if you guys want to give your personal thoughts.
Hey, man. He torched them. Like, what else is there to say? There's nothing else to say. Shout out to Steven Dorff, man. He did what needed to be done. He said what needed to be said. It was the honest truth. They're not gonna like it. They're going to ignore him. But hey, the real know what the truth is, man. It's just fun.
Yeah, and you're making a PG-13 Blade. To me, that's laughable. When they confirmed that, I said, "Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. It deserves to be trashed. Just the fact that you don't have the balls to do Blade right, then what is the point of bringing Blade to the big screen or whatever you're doing with him? Just don't do it. Do not make a bastardized.
It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me because they're leaving Deadpool as rated R, but you can't leave Blade as rated R. Like, why not? Like, what's the issue?
Yeah, exactly. And Words of Paradise dropped $10. Thank you so much, bro. He said, "What's even better, Stephen Dorff was in a TV show called True Detective with the actor that's playing the new Blade, Marshall Ali, who's a dope actor, by the way." He's totally right. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. And he brings up a good point. I mean, I'm sure that he didn't want to trash, the flick that his previous co-star is involved in. But I mean, what's right is right.
Hey, man, they're not friends, man. He said what needed to be said. They were paid to do a job, and they did it.
Yeah. Yep. And honestly, I hope that they really do rethink this Blade thing, because it's like a lot of people love Blade. Like, Wesley Snipes brought that character to prominence, no doubt. Let's
just put it like that.
He is.
He is. And before that film, before the first two films, nobody really knew who Blade was. Nope. But after those two films, you knew who Blade was. Like, all of my homies in grade school, all the black kids dressed up as Blade for Halloween for good reason. That was a badass dude that, like, they wanted to be. And the costume was one of the best ones in terms of, like, kids' costumes. Like, most of them look goofy, but those Blade costumes was on point, bro.
Like, authentic ones, yeah.
Hell yeah. Like, all the kids want to dress up as Blade, and he was a dope character to want to be. And if they can't really, Ziggy, stop it. He's trying to go after his treats. But if they can't do Blade justice, don't bother, because we do remember the original Blade.
Brad, they killing me with this shit. Like, I knew it was doomed as soon as they said PG-13. Everybody's like, "Oh, give it a chance." No, you can't do a Blade movie in PG-13. What's next? Like, first of all, what kind of effects y'all expecting for the vampires at PG-13? Like, I'm thinking, like, y'all remember that show Angel or Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Like, when they instantly had them and they turn to dust. Is that what the type of you're gonna go to?
Look, the first scene of Blade wouldn't pass like PG-13. There was just blood everywhere.
Yeah. Literally a slaughterhouse. Yeah.
Literally, who would
And I love how they set the tension for that too. Like the girl who's clearly luring this guy who's just a prey, like he doesn't know where he's going. But like you see, like all the people like who handling like all the meat and stuff like that, like around, like just pushing stuff around. They're giving her that look, like, oh no, like they're scared. Like, bruh, that whole tension and then the beat drop and just that epic like shot of just all that rave. It's like, dude, that's still one of the dopest intros for a superhero type of movie ever. I don't expect that type of thing to happen for this. And also, I mean, even if they tried to recreate it, I guarantee you the blood's not going to look like blood. It's going to look like something else. I'm telling you, they're going to do something.
Either that or it's going to be really toned down. You're not going to see very much blood.
You're not going to see guts. You're not going to see dismemberment. Like, y'all remember Quaid, the guy who loses his arm every time for Blade, you know, that always has like a vendetta to kill him. He's like, look, he took my head again. I don't even think they even mentioned that dude's in the movie. He was like a big part of the movie for this. So I don't know, man. I'm more like just, bro, this is what we're doing.
Hey,
sheesh.
I wonder if Triple H is going to come back.
We don't. You know, to be fair, I've never seen that movie just because I love that movie. Absolutely atrocious.
I love that movie. I'm sorry.
I do own it since I bought the whole trilogy together.
He's like, you killed my dog. It was great.
So you're talking about this? He's John Wick before John Wick. Is that what was going on there?
Sure.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. So yeah, basically, homie said what needed to be said, and we agree. Do not bring Blade to the big screen unless you serious about it. And as long as it's PG-13, you're not serious about it. And Wesley Snipes will always be Blade. No. I can't unsee it. We can't unsee it. It's just like the situation with The Crow. They're remaking the original Crow film. I refuse. I will not touch it with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't even use my bandwidth to go watch it illegally online. You cannot replace
Brandon
Lee as Eric Draven. And the fact that they've been trying so hard for so many years to get that project off the ground, fuck you. Now, the second film was a different character entirely. That's completely acceptable. I don't mind that. A different character that's not Eric Draven, completely fine. I could accept that. That's not a problem. City of Angels, that's what they did. Respectfully so, for good reason. Because there are Brandon Lee fans out here, and you can't do that, man. Not with the film that he died making. So to me, that's total bullshit. And to me, I treat Blade the same way. To me, Wesley Snipes is Blade, and if you're not going to do it even remote justice, then just stop wasting our time.
Yeah, don't even try.
Yep. And before we move on, thank you so much, Black Metal Gamer, for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Said PG-13 Blade is as corny as PG-13 Freddy Krueger. Facts, bro.
Yeah.
Facts. Drop. Yeah.
About that. Yeah.
Mic drop, bro. But yeah, facts. So Ziggy, I'm gonna have to remove you because we're gonna do the roundup. All right, we're gonna do the roundup. It's like basically a bunch of little stories of stuff going on. In general,
quick fire.
Yeah, some quick fire stuff. I did bring up some PlayStation things because BitCloud's the PlayStation guy, and we do have a good bit of PlayStation news. So yeah, so the PS5 beta adds Discord chat integration. So we're soon going to get Discord integration to PlayStation. I think that's super necessary. It gives
about time.
Yep, no doubt. And another thing to add is that there's going to be VRR support for 1440p. So I have my PS5 hooked up to my PC for capturing stuff or just streaming on my PC. And yeah, there's no VRR support for 1440p, and it's just stupid. Absolutely dumb that they didn't include that. It was dumb that it took them so long to include 1440p, but this is awesome, man. A lot of us are excited. I'm sure you're excited too, BitCloud, right? Now we can just use Discord on the PlayStation.
I'm wondering how seamless it's going to be. Is it going to be just like regular Discord? Like we have because remember that community section thing they had back then for PlayStation?
Yeah,
it was on PS4, I think.
Yep.
I kind of do miss that because you can have your own little group, that way you gotta worry about going through a X amount of messages, individually or creating groups. You can just do that. But since we're doing this, just so that you replace that, it'd be cool for everybody. But yeah, no, I'm excited for it.
Yep.
Hey, so it works good on Xbox.
That's good.
Yep. Seamlessly now. You don't even need to have your PC on. Just go around on there and go through the Discord chat.
I do think they made a mistake getting rid of
biting
community.
my mic, bro. Take a bite out of that shit.
If you were like, "Oh, yo, what's up?" Just walk away. That'd be hilarious.
Homie literally take it up, and it's not the first time he's bit it either. This is like the third or fourth time.
He's like, "Go hit that like button." He just walks away.
Oh my god!
But I do think they made a mistake by getting rid of communities. Like honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit, we got
Discord should be
a
cool.
straggler coming through. Hold on.
What
Let me just. We got a straggler coming through. What up, society? What's good, bro?
What it is? Did I miss the WWE 2K3 talk already?
Yes.
Yep.
yes, you did.
And a blade part. Slacker.
Damn. Well, I mean, to be fair, you're not getting in the game anyway. You won't even leave your PS3. So.
Yeah, but I mean, I wanted to come on to also talk about the fact that AEW's game, from what I've heard, is now apparently $100 million in the hole. So and it is funny too, because I think they thinking in maybe in their mind that microtransactions and DLC content will save them, because there's no way in hell that they're going to sell enough units to break even at this point. I mean, with the numbers that they're putting up right now, I think maybe 1.5 million copies will probably be their break even point, which, they don't even have a million to have people to watch their television show. So how many people are going to spend $70 on a video game? I just don't see that happening.
You're not wrong. Real quick, what's your thoughts on Stefan, the dude? What's his name again?
Steven Dorff.
He was Deacon Frost.
Deacon
yeah, when he was talking
on
about
the MCU.
Oh yeah, no, he was right. I mean, like I said, they're shitty movies that people go watch because they're theme park rides. Basically, they're the new Disneyland. That's what MCU movies are. You go there and then you sit down for 3 hours, and then when you see Spider-Man show up on the screen, it's like, oh my god, it's Spider-Man! I can't believe it! Even though it's like the 7th time you've seen him in like the last 2 years at all the MCU films.
Yeah.
Word. Yep. So I guess we're caught up at this point. But yeah, real quick, we're just going through the roundup of general news. So Insomniac Games is reportedly aiming for an M rating. I don't know why they put R rating, and a fall 2024 release for Wolverine. So they're saying they're trying to get this game out like a year after Spider-Man 2. So
Man,
God.
that's
I wish it was. I wish it was this year. Push back Spider-Man.
No, they're not doing that.
I'm so tired of Spider-Man.
We're definitely not doing that.
I'm so tired of Spider-Man.
You out your mind.
It's funny.
Spider-Man. I'm here.
It's funny, right before you mentioned that too, the last point about the AEW games, that their game's also currently being held up because they can't decide whether they want to do an M rating game or a T rating game, because apparently they want a lot of blood in the video game, but if they have a lot of blood, they have to go to an M rating. Yep. But they're still under this whole guise that, well, we can't disrupt that 18 to 49 demographic. And it's like, look, if the game is rated M, the 18 to 49 demographic is completely unaffected. Stop being a bunch of pussies and just put out the damn game.
Yep, I agree. Just stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, but even with this one, there's still like this thought, especially in Hollywood, where no, we can't have R ratings because we need to appeal to more audiences by making it PG-13, because that way we can get the kiddies to come and they'll watch like the film too. And it's like, look, you guys are basically selling like Disney movies to like 35-year-olds now at this point, so you might as well just go all in on the M rating. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm hyped for just M-rated games in general. When you're saying that the game is going to be bloody and gory, like, I'm instantly interested in. That's why I'm pretty hyped for Wolverine, even though we haven't seen gameplay. So I'm not super hyped, but like when this game does come out, I'm gonna be ready, because like I want the blood, I want the gore, I want all that goodness when it comes to Wolverine. And the fact they're trying to get this game out just a year after Spider-Man 2, I'm hyped for it, man. If anyone could do it, Insomniac could do it. That's how I feel, because their turnaround is pretty reasonably fast.
And I think they have 2 teams in like working in tandem. So I don't think it's like an impossible thing for them to puts a game out in a year's time, considering if they have 2 teams and the other team is already working on it, and then once they finish Spider-Man, they'll get everybody else on board for it. It'll absolutely be done in that time.
Yep. Anarchy says, "Hey, Spider Cassie, just got on. What's good with you, bro? Good to see you." John, what's up, homie? Always good to
What
see
up,
you,
John?
fam.
What's good, John?
Word. And real quick, thank you so much, Black Metal Gamer, for the $2 super chat, man. Homie's dropping love. I appreciate you, bro. He said, "Why is media in Hollywood trying to be our parents?" I ask this question every day, literally every day. Why are you trying to tell us what to do, especially in gaming? I feel like it's getting really bad. It's like to the point where it's like I'm afraid to do PSN chats because it's like if I'm just chilling in PSN chat talking shit to my bros, and like some asshole on PlayStation's just like, "Well, I don't like what this person said." Nuke. Like that's
Yep.
my account is worth an insane amount of money. The amount of money I put into my PlayStation account, if I lost that tomorrow, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Just thinking about how much money I would lose. So I can't afford.
Yeah.
I can't afford to be on PSN. I want to be there.
Yeah.
But
Still got shit on my my PS5 I haven't even touched. Just like, bro, it's crazy.
yeah, it's like stop trying to police everything. Just put up the parental controls, whatever you have to do to protect kids. But I'm about to be 30 years old this year. I don't need you to tell me what I can watch, what I can't watch, the censorship, we're gonna record you on this thing, and like just leave me the fuck alone. That's all I want, just to be left alone. But yeah, great point from Black Metal Gamer, and mini rant from me on that front. So yeah, that was good. And let's see, here's one that I know hurts for both TJ as well as Vito Claudio, and that is EA delays Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It says they need more time for polish. So yeah, I know this is slightly disappointing, but the positive is I think it's only delayed like a month.
Yep, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yep.
That's
yeah.
not bad.
Wait, they delayed it for the Polish? No, I'm playing. But but nah, I think delays are a good thing. Delays are typically a good thing. Like if it's a few weeks, a month, 2 months, that lets me know that they want to be able to fix more things with the game. If they say that they're nearly done, but they want to squash some bugs and do some things to make sure that it's right and it's the right product that we get on day one, I'm perfectly fine with that. Now, if the game was delayed for like another year, that's a problem. But like a few weeks, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, no. I completely agree with that. To me, when they do this, that means they put the integrity of their company first and the respect of the consumer first, that they're willing to delay the game even just a month to make sure that the game is in good working order. So good on them for making that move, because we know a lot of these companies wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it.
That's Respawn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's EA Respawn that does that game.
And John the Don, thank you so much for the $5 super bro. He says Insomniac has carried the PS5 for the last couple of years. I believe in them. Let them cook, and the gamers will feast. I agree, man. I've honestly, in terms of exclusives, the last like PlayStation 5 exclusive I was excited for was Ratchet and Clank. I don't really care about the things PlayStation's been releasing outside of that, like their exclusive games. That's just a me thing, my personal taste. But yeah, Insomniac puts out pure quality. I mean, I'm excited to see what they do at Spider-Man. And to be fair, like I've been one of those people like I'm kind of a little bit skeptical with Spider-Man 2, because it's like there's some things about the previous Spider-Man games that they've done that I think aren't that good, like particularly the side missions. So I'm wondering how can they possibly like step it up and make, the game wholly like better. I think that the games that they've released were genuinely good, really high quality, fun stories, fun gameplay. I think that that's good. And honestly, Marvel Spider-Man, that game made me cry at the end. Like I literally cried. So like they did a lot of great things, but I feel like there's a few things that they can improve upon, but I'm just wondering how they're going to do it. But I think if anyone can do it, I think Insomniac can. So let's see. Here's one that fucks with me personally, like in terms of just pisses me off. Overwatch 2 to monitor voice chat and punish those who play with cheaters.
Oh boy.
So yeah, you could just be playing the game apparently, not knowing who you're playing with, and you can talk together in the chat to coordinate.
Automatically assume the cheater.
Yeah, exactly. You can go find someone on Discord, be like, put an open Discord in the Overwatch server, be like, hey, anyone want to play? Then you get a crew together, and then you go play the game. You don't know that this person's cheating. You just want someone, you know, a crew to play with that's relatively competent, and then your account, you're banned from Overwatch just because guilt by association. This is where gaming's headed, man. This is disgusting.
And you wonder why I still have a PS3.
I mean, you're not necessarily wrong, but this just, like, honestly, I would never indulge in Overwatch 2. I think that Activision, in particular, like, they, you know, Blizzard that makes Overwatch 2, I think they're a garbage fucking development team. I fucking hate them. They're more concerned with, like, you know, how their characters are represented than actually making a good game, because Overwatch 1 was, like, fucked up for a while, like, broken-ass characters, and when controversy comes up, oh, well, this character's gay, this character's actually, you know, this other thing that you didn't think that they were, just to get out of controversy. I think they're a garbage company, and this just
this character uses his anus as a sex organ.
Jesus, but yeah, I'm highly concerned with this. I hope that this doesn't become a popular thing among developers, because at the end of the day, we're like, with a game like Overwatch, ideally you want to have a relatively competent team. So you'll go on, you know, websites to find them, like Discord, link up with people that are competent. And this could lead to trouble, and you're not even doing anything wrong. You're persecuted, you're not necessarily doing anything wrong. Imagine that.
Yeah, who would ever do anything like that in this country?
Shit, but that pisses me off, and that's something to be concerned with as a gamer in modern day.
You know what happened, though, what this is? This all goes back to the fact that people who couldn't handle Modern Warfare 2 lobbies have now ruined gaming for the worst, because those are the ones that got shit on the hardest, and they were like, you know what, we need to systematically change the way that players interact with each other, because some 9-year-old called me a faggot on Modern Warfare 2 years ago, so I can't allow that to stand.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, a lot of people that are outsiders of gaming, they're not really into gaming, especially modern day gaming. A lot of these outsiders do have a place in the gaming industry that they don't deserve, they don't belong in. They don't understand that gaming is a juvenile hobby. When I jump on Call of Duty, I'm not looking to be diplomatic with anyone. I'm not looking to be nice to people. I'm not looking to... I'm looking to talk some shit and kill other, kill in the game. That's what I always look to Call of Duty to do. Everyone used to talk crap on Call of Duty, and that was the popular thing. That was the gamer thing to do. That was gaming at its natural, in its natural state before all the monitoring and the banning. So that's what it is. If you don't like it, you're more than welcome to not engage socially. That's your choice. You can mute everyone. If you don't like that, please, do what you have to do to get yourself.
But that in and of itself tells you just how arrogant and how entitled these people are. Because we could say, yeah, if someone's saying something you don't like, or you're listening to someone's playing music, whatever, just mute them. And then you can go about your gaming experience, and everyone can go on. It's like, no, that's not enough. That person needs to fundamentally change who they are, or they shouldn't be allowed to play this game. It's that mindset that's got us where we are right now.
Yeah, it's the pussy syndrome. That's what it is. Everybody's
no doubt.
Yep.
Is Overwatch 2 even like a success? Because I don't really hear about it very much.
I don't even understand how that game got popular in the first place. Like, I see it, and it's like, yo, this game sucks. It's like, who thought this was good?
Yeah.
When Overwatch 1 launched, I genuinely enjoyed the game. I thought it was fun. It was really just a standard hero shooter that had pretty, a well-rounded group of characters to choose from. And it was addictive to play with friends. Then they just started making certain rules about you can only have this many of this character on the field on a team. We're gonna work on, making characters LGBT queue friendly instead of actually balancing the game. And then to me, it just fell apart from there. Like, to me, the outside stuff doesn't matter. I want the game to fundamentally work and characters to not be broken. I want you to essentially do your job, Blizzard. That's all I want. I don't need the extra social bullshit behind it. I don't need any of that. I just want to play a game and have fun playing it, and for it to work right and not have to worry about characters being like stupid in terms of how they play and how broken they are in the game. They didn't care about that. So that's why I just stopped playing Overwatch, and I played Paladins instead, because they didn't talk about all that social nonsense. They just made game and added characters and did balancing. And given it's not as popular as Overwatch, but I enjoyed it more than Overwatch.
You know, one of these days when we finally conclude the nuclear fallout of World War III, someone's gonna write a message on like a bed sheet that just says, "I just wanted to play games," and that's how we're gonna get. I just wanted to sit in my room and play games, but you guys just kept pushing it, and then here we are.
No, this is terrible. Oh my gosh. So, all right, guys. I guess we're gonna just move on to the last topic of discussion. That's it for the roundup. We're putting the Kaivash in the roundup. It got too crazy out here, but obviously, you know, I'm becoming more of a Hogwarts Legacy fangirl. Because, well, the developers are doing everything right that's been presented thus far, and people keep hating on this game for no reason, bro. It's actually disgusting. So, Hogwarts, man, a lot of, you know, creators were able to play the game and show the footage, and I don't know if you and also they released the release trailer. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but from all this footage that I'm seeing, the game looks really, really good. But, you know, you have, you know, activists that are, you know, dumping on the game, not for anything that the game is doing. The game isn't doing anything bad. It's specifically J.K. Rowling's comments in regards to transgender individuals that they are attacking this game over. Meanwhile, there's no direct connection that J.K. Rowling has to this game. She simply made the Harry Potter universe, and this game takes place in the Harry Potter universe. And that makes people feel as though they're entitled to try and ensure that people don't buy the game. Now, to me, this is authoritarianism. You're trying to force people to not do something with essentially the threat of being socially stigmatized and attacked for simply just buying and playing a game. This is basic stuff that gamers do. We buy and play games. And Hogwarts Legacy looks like a really fun game. Now, unfortunately, there are some news sites, gaming news sites, particularly one that I highlighted myself, which was IGN, who did a preview of the game and wanted to discuss J.K. Rowling's personal views while discussing a preview of the video game. For me personally, they have nothing to do with each other. J.K. Rowling's personal views on transgenderism has nothing to do with you showing us the highlights of the video game's mechanics, the story, the general basics around it. Why are you trying to make gamers feel bad for being interested in this game? And my question to these sites that are covering this game, if you really believe, that J.K. Rowling's a bad person and you have to include, your personal thoughts when taught about her views while covering Hogwarts Legacy, why don't you just not cover the game? If you really believe in that, or are you just trying to stir controversy? That's my question. And at this point, with IGN, basically saying where they stand on J.K. Rowling's politics while discussing a video game that has nothing to do with her politics, can we expect the critics to have any integrity at all when reviewing this game? I think that's something we need to look. That's something that honestly we need to have a discussion now, because I feel like the review bombing is mostly going to come from critics. That's my prediction. I think that the game is going to get a shitty score just because of political discourse that has nothing to do with the game. I don't know if you guys...
I can't support this game because I have they, them pronouns. So it's like, well, you tell both of those niggas that we're going to buy this game. There's nothing you can do to stop it. So you guys think you have tough shit.
Preach.
Yeah. for me personally, it's one of those things where I wish I had more like, you know, influence in gaming to give my own personal review of the game, because I would genuinely look through it and explain the things that I think are bad about the game and the things that I think are good about the game. I will leave politics out of it. But in this day and age with these sites, I don't think that they can do the same. And they've proven many a times to not be able to. Now, a lot of people feel as though, like for me, I look at Days Gone. I feel like that game was hammered for all the wrong reasons. I think that, you know, it's completely fair to voice the fact that the game didn't work well. It had some technical issues. That's free to voice. But that game became like the review scores reflected like, oh, why are there no zombies that have darker skin? Like, why are we discussing that? Like, why? This is what we're dealing with in gaming, bro. And it's like, and then people wonder why. And I was having a discussion with a good buddy of mine on TSWS Gaming about like these journalist sites, and he's just like, look, man, and he's worked for these sites, and BitCloud, you've worked, you know, you did work for IGN as well. He's like, look, of all these articles that come out, one bad one comes out, and then you'll go through 100 and they're all good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I believe you. I'm not gonna, and I avidly against these things. I honestly want to see most of these sites created. I honestly do. But honestly, objectively speaking, I believe him. I believe that that's the case. But you have bad actors that you know, spoil it for the bunch. So I don't know. You guys think that this game's gonna get review bombed by the critics themselves?
Yeah, but they won't call it that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never called them.
Yeah, and for me personally, it's like every time something comes out, it's like always, oh, you know, the gamers or the viewers are the ones review bombing. And to me, that's, you know, to me that doesn't mean anything, because when anything comes out, fans and people that are against it, like they both review bomb in the opposite way. Like for every like, you know, 0 out of 10, there's a 10 out of 10. You would think ideally.
Yep.
So that's, you know,
but no, the 10 out of 10, that's good review bombing, because that means you're supporting the shit that we're trying to push. But if you do 1 out of 10, that's bad review bombing.
Yeah, to me, that's just.
And I mean, the whole concept of quote unquote review bombing, that's an absolute nonsense bullshit term to begin with. They created that when people were giving bad reviews to, what was it, Captain Marvel, that the MCU film that came out years ago, and all of a sudden, oh my god, these incels are review bombing the movie, saying that it's bad. Can you believe this? And then that's now when we started this whole narrative around fucking quote unquote review bomb. Oh my god, Velma's getting review bombed. The unjust, like, shut up.
Velma. That people actually defending that shit? No.
They're trying to find a way to.
Oh Lord, Jesus
I just
Christ.
want to dump on it. I think it's one of the things where people are just, unless like the people that are dumping on Hogwarts Legacy, unless they're taking like an old IP and just ruining it, then they just hate it. That's how it comes off to me. Like these people get behind Velma, for example, and it's like, why are you supporting this? It has no direct representation of Scooby-Doo in any meaningful way whatsoever. But it's like, it's almost like they want to destroy the past. But then what's going to replace it? What is going to replace Scooby-Doo that's modern?
But you know what it is? It's remember when Charlie Murphy did the whole skit with Dave Chappelle about Rick James? Remember what he said about Rick James at one point? He called him an habitual line stepper. It's like these people like go out of their way to fuck with you, and then when you hit back and be like, oh my god, can you believe the response that we're getting from these people? So it's like you created this bullshit knowing that people were gonna be pissed off, and then when you piss them off, you try to make it seem like that they're the problem. Like they're essentially they're bait trolls. They try to bait you into a reaction so they can say, oh, but look at this person, look how a bad person that this guy is. I can't believe he attacked me unprovoked. They're fucking bait trolls. Is exactly what they are.
Yeah, I totally agree. Ziglord, can you please give yourself a bath elsewhere? But yeah, I completely, I agree. Like they want problems to become a thing, and they deliberately antagonize, problems to be made, so they have something to bitch about. It's like they caused their own downfall, essentially. But I will say this. What's awesome about Hogwarts Legacy is that all these assholes that are just like, don't you dare buy the game, or you're a bigot, you're a bad person, you're a phobe. Yeah, about that. The gamers have spoken. The pre-orders for Hogwarts Legacy are astronomical. Like,
that's right.
It's the top pre-ordered thing just about everywhere, and we're still like what, a little over a week away.
You know they met.
Yup. And look, we're about a week away, and it's like, good, be mad. Like, this is what, like, and I'm not, and the thing is, I want to have a genuine conversation where we could just judge the game based on its own merits, but like they've made that not possible. And that's the thing that sucks. And I'm saying, get these people that are, that are not involved in gaming the fuck out of here. They should have zero influence at all. Gatekeep your circles. Gatekeep the fuck out of this shit. And cancel culture needs to stop. It needs to. Honestly, it really does. And I don't want it to be a normal thing here. I don't want every game to be a morality test. That's literally what this game is in the minds of these individuals. So what
Purity
is every
test.
Yep.
Yeah, is every game after Hogwarts Legacy going to become a fucking morality test based on whose morals? These people think that they're better than everyone else, and that's what pisses me off the most. I just want to play games. I don't want politics to be obsessive just with buying a single game. J.K. Rowling's views has nothing to do with Hogwarts Legacy. Nothing. And just because someone wants to play Hogwarts Legacy because they love Harry Potter doesn't mean that they're bigoted or they're phobic. And what's the whole fucking shit about calling everyone a phobe? Like, my thing is, when you're calling someone a phobe, when something is phobic, that means that you're afraid of something. I don't think that these individuals understand what the word even means, a phobia. That means you have fear of something. Nobody who's buying Hogwarts Legacy is afraid of any fucking body. Just because they're buying the game does not represent any form of fear that they have. So I'm tired of hearing, oh, you're a transphobe for doing. Nobody fucking is afraid of trans people that buy the game. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we're not afraid of trans people who buy the game. We're afraid of trans people in real life because they're mentally unstable. You don't know what they can do. Unpredictable people are scary.
Yeah, but like, honestly, I mean, you're being so extra. But seriously, nobody is inherently afraid of trans people just because they buy Hogwarts Legacy. And the fact they're trying to make it about that, to me, is absolute dog shit. And honestly, I'm just glad that the game... And this is not necessarily a rational thought. At the end of the day, I'm rooting for a giant corporation to make money. And normally I'm completely against that. But in this instance, to set the precedent that gamers will not be, forced into taking moral stands, like, I'm completely against that too. I'm glad the game is fucking selling like crazy, pre-ordered like crazy. Fuck these people that are upset about it. Just fuck them. If you're gonna tell me what to do with my money,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, let's slow down a second.
you're not wrong there. But yeah, just overall, I'm glad that this is happening. As silly as it sounds, at the end of the day, I'm literally rooting for the game to do well. And if the game is a fucking banger, then even better. And from what I've seen, the game looks like it's gonna be the shit. Like, I'm hype as fuck. I'm an RPG fan. That game looks sick. I'm hype. And the game is getting me to watch Harry Potter movies. So if you're upset about me buying this game, just think of the Harry Potter movies. I'm watching on HBO. And if I like them, I might even buy the fucking collector's edition. Eat it, bitches. Eat it.
I already bought the digital deluxe, so it's like, sue me.
Yes. Society, are you going to be convinced to upgrade from your PS3
No.
to PS5 to play Hogwarts Legacy?
No.
What is going to bait you, bro? TJ, Oz, are you interested in Hogwarts Legacy? Are you planning to get it?
I'll get it, but it won't be day one. It's not a day one cop, but I'll definitely get it. It's too much. It's honestly too much going on right now for me to get like that game. Like, the next cop is Yakuza, like a Dragon Ishin. and I still have to finish Dead Space and then Hi-Fi. What is it? Hi-Fi Rush.
Yep.
Yeah,
I have interest in that too. So it's like it's too much that's like stacked up
yeah.
against it right now.
I'm gonna be playing Atomic Heart, so I don't know.
So it say if like reviewers that you actually trust say this game's like a fucking a 9 out of 10 all around, like from genuine reviewers that you trust. Because honestly,
Right.
I think the integrity of a lot of these sites are compromised. I
I
can't
mean,
take them seriously.
honestly, I'm just not a big Harry Potter guy. I'm just not.
I got you. I'm not a Harry Potter fan either, but I'm hyped for this.
But
This shit
the
looks
game
cool.
dope. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It does,
dude just have like to complain about everything. It is what it is, though. They ain't
I'm like,
ruining my fucking fun for it.
I think it's gonna be fun. I think it looks fun. I just think I'll do it a disservice because it's just like I don't really know that much about Harry Potter to really enjoy it.
No, that's no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I haven't seen a
it's
single
pretty
Harry
good
Potter
show.
movie, so I don't think I'm gonna spend $70 on a game anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I watched The Sorcerer's Stone recently, and I'm not a Harry Potter person at all. Objectively, it's a well-made movie. I really can't complain about it. I think it's well done. The act of having children in a film and them not being annoying to me, I think it is a dub just on that alone. Because most of the time, kids are fucking annoying. So, so I think on that alone, they did a good job. But it's a well shot film. The CGI is definitely dated, but I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
wasn't come out
all
like
the
'99.
Yeah, exactly.
I was reading that comment. The only reason why like that name popped up in the midst of this whole like Hogwarts tweet thing, when I saw that name, I instantly remembered where I knew it from. That person had a hand in trying to get Gamergate to be this negative thing. I was
Yep.
around that time. I was still on Twitter at that time when that was happening, and the fact that name popped back up in the midst of this Hogwarts, quote unquote controversy, lets me know that they're clearly doing something right because Gamergate was right, and this is right too. So let's just,
Yeah.
I'll get the game and I'll support, not because I want to, some people are buying this game just despite people that are saying don't buy this game, but I genuinely have interest in what I've seen in terms of gameplay and what the story's been said and just how the developers have shown a lot of passion in what they're talking about in regards to this title.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks fun. I give it what credit's due. The game looks like a masterpiece. If they do what they tend to do, this could be one of the greatest Harry Potter games of all time. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's looking like they're aiming for that.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything the chips fall right. But I'm hyped for it. I can't wait. And what's good with you, Ham Solo? Good to see you as always, bro. So let's see. Cinemark said a mix of buying out of spite and being excited for a new open world RPG to play. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Like if you're into RPGs, this one looks like it's a pretty deep like RPG mechanics in terms of choice. That to me is a win on its own.
That's another thing for me. I don't like RPGs. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I don't really see you playing them, so I mean that makes sense.
I would be doing a disservice to the game, and I don't want to do that. I want it to shine. No.
Yeah, at the end of the day, look, if you're interested in the game, if you really want to play it, don't let these assholes discourage you from not buying it. Fuck what they have to say. Buy your games that you want and enjoy them. If you don't want to get the game, you don't have to. It's completely fine. Obviously, I want the game to succeed, but I'm not here trying to tell you what to do with your money. If you don't want to buy the game, hey, just cheering it on and being like happy this fucking game is selling despite these assholes.
I'm gonna watch people play it. I'm definitely gonna watch people play it because it looks cool to watch.
That's what's up. Yeah, no, I feel you on that. But yeah, I'm really hoping for the best. I hope that critics will have integrity in regards to reviewing this game, but I highly doubt it, given coverage from one of the biggest prominent gaming journalist sites, being IGN, throwing their little jabs. So what I'm saying is be prepared for the worst. So oh shit, what's good with you, bro? Remnant, it's good with you, fam. Good to see you as always. At this point, I guess we're kind of coming towards the end of the show. I really appreciate everyone in the chat that came through. Big Cloud, what you got going on, bro?
I mean, obviously tomorrow we got our show, RGT. You know, I'm talking about everything, but got a few stuff working on right now, some surprises. Looking forward to share those with everybody. But right now, I'm just in show mode until the 7th. I'm playing Hogwarts, so that's where I'm at right now. But
That's what's up,
yeah,
bro.
no, it's gonna be some good stuff happening this year. Excited for it, and yeah, that's it.
That's what's up. I
Thanks for
just
having me.
posted your channel in the comments. So definitely follow BitCloud, man. He's a good dude. RGT is a good podcast. And he's a genuine guy, man. Honestly, that's the thing I look for on YouTube. People that are actually genuine. Because there's a lot of fake shit going on.
Oh, dude, look at the Forspoken. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
I will use the language of the young kids nowadays. The cap is real. Okay,
Oh.
it's real when it comes to that game. It's fair. The thing is, this game exposes it more than most.
Yeah.
It's like you honestly speaking, you could tell who probably got greased up. Let's just put it that way.
Well, let me use the language that the old heads use when talking about Forspoken. This shit is whack.
Wickedy whack. Wickedy whack. Wickedy whack.
Yeah, it's just like, well, just gonna ignore the game runs like dog water, especially on PC, and pretend that it's genuinely a good game. Come on, man.
This game is bogus. That's what it is. Bogus.
Call it what it is. People have completely, and it's like, look, if you enjoy it, that's cool. But there are people that are genuinely enjoying it and saying, look, I definitely encountered these issues. But like, I'm actually having fun with this.
Yeah, the game's amazing. It's like, huh?
Yeah, like the game is perfect. Like honestly, all this hate is unwarranted. Even though the game can't even fucking run on a reasonable PC, all this hate is unwarranted. Man, fuck out of here, bro. To me, it's bullshit. Society, what you got going on, bro?
Well, I just did a podcast, all over the place podcast on Podbeam. I linked it on my Twitter page, so that's done. And then all this weekend, I'm just gonna be focusing on movie reviews. I just got back from that Dave Bautista movie a couple hours ago, the Knock at the Cabin, and just give you a little preview. That movie fucking sucked. I don't know who keeps telling Dave Bautista that he's a good actor. They all need to be slapped in the face. That movie is dog water garbage. M. Night Shyamalan is a fucking hack who needs to be thrown off into a fucking bridge somewhere, hopefully full of rocks and like cactus and stuff, so it really hurts, and then he never makes another movie ever again. So
yeah, he had a moment and that was it, and then he just completely cratered.
You know what happened is that that movie he did a few years ago was Split. Everyone kind of thought, oh, Imnam might be back, and then like his last 4 movies have all been trash. So yeah.
Yeah, and I saw Split in the theater, and I thought it was good. Honestly, the highlight is James McAvoy's acting. I think without him, it wouldn't have been as good as it was. That was decent.
And this film literally hinges entirely on the acting of Dave Bautista.
Of all.
Okay, so you've proven that he's not the guy. He's not like
Batista is an NPC. No, Batista is an NPC.
Put it this way: Dave Bautista's acting was better when he was the WWE champion, rather than any movie he's ever been in his life.
Oh yeah, because you were give me what I want, give me what I want.
Yeah,
give me what I want.
Big Cloud, did you tell me he was spewing that shit because he forgot his actual lines?
Yes.
Yeah. It was one of the greatest things ever. Bombs flying everywhere. It was amazing. He was having a stroke on TV. Having a stroke on TV. It was great.
Slobbering on the mic.
Triple H just looked like, are you fucking okay?
Yeah, which proves that Dave Bautista as an actor has no ability to improv whatsoever. That he just keeps saying, "Give me what I want! Give me what I want!"
Maybe if I say it louder, it'll totally be, something else entirely. So let me just bark it louder every time.
Yeah.
You look like a raced out turtle. It was great.
So, Society, I posted a link to your YouTube in the chat. Oz, do you have anything to say to the chat before we head out?
Just finished playing some of the games. Hopefully I beat them. If I don't get bored of them, me. And you gotta go now. What did I say?
Oh my god, you're such a dick. Thankfully, I didn't end on you because you probably would have said something even more insane. But TJ, anything you got to say to the chat?
Prepare the rocks. Prepare the.
God. TJ, your homie. Any final words to the chat?
Yeah, play your games.
Yeah,
play your games.
Yeah.
Don't play Twitter.
I see.
I'm sorry.
Like
play your games.
on,
Don't cap for them. That's all I would
Yeah, play your games.
Yeah.
Don't lie about what the experience is, and more importantly, if you're on Twitter and you spend more time talking about games than you do playing them, you need to reevaluate how you maneuver in life. I'm just saying.
This is
true.
true.
I got caught, dude. Oh boy, it's like taking every ounce of my being not to just destroy this clown, but I'm not even gonna do it. I was talking to catch you, but I was like, this
Was
really
something happened in the comments?
No. There was
you know how investigative journalism is dead. I did some investigative journalism for BitCloud on this one. So yeah, I mean, look, whatever you do, I got your back, bro. Oh shit, we got the homie Striker. Thank you so much, bro.
They don't want me to do it.
The whitest man that ever lived, everybody. Striker.
He's not white.
The whitest man that ever lived.
Shit.
He talks proper. That doesn't mean that he's white. He's the whitest asshole.
man. He's not white.
He's the whitest man that ever lived.
He's not.
Anyway, of course, Oz had to ruin it at the very end. It always happens. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming through. I just dropped a video talking about the Hogwarts Legacy situation and just an update on what's going on about the pre-orders. If you want to check that out, I've been doing shorts. This baby right here is fucking awesome. I'm so excitedly playing GBA games, and I dropped a vid talking about that. If you're interested, this is an analog pocket. It's a very expensive native gaming device. So if you have physical copies of games, this is it. I don't like emulation because I have physical media that I would like to indulge in physically. But emulation's cool. Obviously, I do support it as well. But yeah.
Yep.
If you haven't, please drop a like. It really helps the channel. Thank you all guys so much. Real quick, big shout out to the members of the channel. Man, Rich the Swaggler. Thank you so much, bro. Hustle and Motivate. Thank you so much. Our Carry. Thank you so much. Get This Work. And Avid Limits. Thank you guys so much for being channel members. I really appreciate it. It means so much that you actually believe in an asshole like me. So thank you so much. Obviously, Doba Fett, thanks for coming through. Alex vs. Evil, Saya Strike, the good homie that I would like to see on the podcast at least once in a blue
Black
moon.
Ice.
He always
Black
has
Ice.
great insight. Yes, that's codename Black Ice. Okay,
Black Ice.
That's the homie right there. Longtime homie. Nuke Dukem, Words of Paradise. Also, guys, super chatters, thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody who dropped the super chat. It means so much that you actually care about an asshole like me. But Ham Solo, thank you so much for coming to Remnant. Dude makes awesome content, as does Ham Solo on TSWS Gaming. If you need some content to keep you thoroughly entertained, they're definitely on dudes that be dropping good content. Sailor Mercury, Bobby Hawk. I know Neozoic had to go to bed, but thanks so much for dropping by. Derp Nader. If I missed anyone, Black Metal Gamer. If I missed a John, if I missed anyone, it's not intentional. I really appreciate everybody who came through tonight. It was a fun night. Really, thank you so much, BitCloud, for coming through, as well as U Society and the usual panel members, TJ and Ozzknot. Thank you guys so much for coming through. It was great. It was a great time.
Anytime.
And, yep. And that being said, guys, we are out. Peace.
Wash hands.